Chapter 1560. When Duan Lingxiao saw Lin Xian, he knew that those trash had failed. However, didn't they say that they sent someone in the law realm to assassinate Lin Xian? Even someone in the law realm failed to assassinate him? Could it be that Lin Xian was also in the law realm? What was he doing here? There was only one reason for him to come here. He also wanted to participate in this martial arts conference. That was actually nothing. So what if they met? He definitely didn't know that he was the one who did it. Lingxiao, I have 2 friends over there. Let's go. I'll introduce you to them. Brother Xianyuan, it's my first time here. Let me walk around first. I'll be there later. Duan Lingxiao said. Xianyuan Qingtian's eyes flickered as if he understood what Duan Lingxiao meant. Then he nodded. Okay, I'll send you the address later. Okay. Then Xianyuan Qingtian walked away. Brother-in-law here. Mu Feifei handed the Rujiamo to Lin Xian. Lin Xian smiled and pinched her but hard. Mu Feifei blushed and quickly looked around vigilantly. Then she let out a long sigh of relief. Brother-in-law, you're so naughty. What if my sister sees us? Mu Feifei pouted coquettishly. It's okay. Anyway, I'll get you 2 on the same bed in the future. Scoundrel. Mu Feifei pouted. Duan Lingxiao's eyes narrowed. F*CKU. What did Lin Xian do? How did he find a beautiful girlfriend in such a short time after coming to this earth? It was fine that he found a girlfriend, but why was his girlfriend so beautiful? Mu Qingya and Lu Qingzhu also walked over. Here. Mu Qingya handed the milk ice to Lin Xian. Good girl. Lin Xian then smiled and smacked his lips against her pink cheeks. Mu Qingya was speechless. Her pretty face also turned red. She really couldn't stand being intimate in front of so many people. Lu Qingzhu stood there helplessly. Damn. Duan Lingxiao was speechless. What the F*CK? What? And there was more than one? All of them were so beautiful? What the F*CK? What was going on? How did he do it? The F*CK? Fortunately, Duan Lingxiao remembered that Lin Xian could only stay here for a few months. After that he would have to go back. Thinking of this, he felt slightly better. Where are we going to play later? Mu Feifei asked. I'm just strolling around. At this moment, Duan Lingxiao walked towards Lin Xian. Young Master Lin, long time no see. Lin Xian looked at Duan Lingxiao. Ha, young Master Duan, you're here too? Lin Xian was not surprised to see Duan Lingxiao. Mu Feifei and the other 2 girls look at Duan Lingxiao. His temperament is not bad, and he is also handsome. Does he know Lin Xian? Ha, since young Master Lin is here, you must be here to participate in the martial arts circle convention, right? Duan Lingxiao smiled. That's right, young Master Duan must be one too. Duan Lingxiao nodded. Duan Lingxiao wondered why Lin Xian would participate in the martial arts assembly. He must have triggered a mission. With his personality, he was too lazy to participate in unnecessary things. What was the point of obtaining the position of the Wulin Alliance's leader in this martial arts assembly? Therefore, this must be his mission. Maybe he had to get into the top few? Or maybe he had to become the Wulin Alliance's leader. Since he was also participating, he must stop Lin Xian from completing the mission. Lin Xian was also surprised. Duan Lingxiao was also participating in the martial arts assembly? Did he trigger a mission as well? Did he also trigger the position of the Alliance's leader? That would be interesting. Ah, of course. Duan Lingxiao smiled. Young Master Duan, what's your realm? Lin Xian asked with a smile. I don't have a realm. I'm definitely not as high as young Master Lin. Young Master Lin, why don't you introduce them? Duan Lingxiao glanced at the girls. F*CK. They're so pretty. Why was Lin Xian's luck with women so good? Oh, my girlfriends. Lin Xian said with a smile. Lu Qingzhu was speechless. All right, she did not say anything else. Young Master Lin is still as popular with girls as always, Duan Lingxiao said with a smile. Of course. Lin Xian smiled. Let me tell young Master Lin a piece of good news. Morongyu is at Kunlun Mountain. Oh. Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. And I haven't given up on pursuing Morongyu. If young Master Lin is like this, I'm afraid it'll be difficult. Not many people knew that Lin Xian had already pursued Morongyu. And even fewer people knew that they had already had sex many times. However, Lin Xian had not succeeded in pursuing her, and had not completely confirmed their relationship. The mission had not been completed yet. It's fine. Lin Xian smiled. Then I won't disturb you. Have fun, everyone. After saying that, Duan Lingxiao smiled and walked away. Hey, who is Morongyu? Mu Feifei pouted and asked. A girl. Lin Xian coughed and said. I swear, she is definitely not my girlfriend. That's good. Mu Feifei nodded. Mu Qingya said. Do you have a grudge against that person? How do you know? Although it seems that they are chatting with a smile, I feel that their relationship is not that good. Lin Xian nodded. Yes, he wants to kill me and has done it many times. Mu Qingya was stunned. They had such a big grudge, and they were chatting with a smile here? What was this? Lu Qingzhu said. For many people, there are some things that they are well aware of, but they haven't really caught the other party's weakness and evidence. At this time, falling out with the other party is definitely the best choice. Once they fall out, the other party will have no scruples. I see, Lin Xian said. In fact, it's nothing. Anyway, I'm not afraid. I'll just do some tricks behind the scenes. It won't cause any trouble. That person doesn't look bad. What family is he from? Duan Lingxiao. The Duan family. I don't know any top family called the Duan family. Lu Qingzhu pondered slightly. Damn, why are you talking about this? Let's go and play. The first half of the night passed just like that. When it was late at night, there were not many people in the bustling places. And today, there was an order from Kunlun Mountain that all shops, except for hotels and ghost houses, were not allowed to open until midnight. As a result, many tourists who liked nightlife had no time and nowhere to play. They could only obediently stay in the ghost houses and sleep in the ghost houses. The streets were very dark and empty. Only a little light from the hotel was on occasionally. One figure after another sneaked in the dark. It's so dark. Lin Xian and the other three walked in the dark street. Mu Feifei pulled Lin Xian's clothes all the way. When your realm is a little higher, your night vision will become very strong. This kind of darkness is nothing. Then they walked into a quiet alley in the woods. Chapter 1561. They passed through the alley and continued to walk forward. After climbing over a hill, they arrived at a location. Thousands of people were gathered at the edge of the cliff. Every time, only a few hundred people came to participate in the martial arts conference. The scale was much smaller than Sky Blue Planet. The rest of the people were their family members who came with them, or the people they brought with them. They had also gathered here. Wow! Mu Feifei opened her mouth. It was too exaggerated. They had been playing for the whole night, but at first glance, everyone looked like ordinary people. Then they came here. Damn! Why are there so many warriors? She even suspected that there were martial artists among her classmates in her previous school. There are so many people. Lin Xian. Compared to ordinary people, warriors only make up 0.001% of the population. It's just that this is a place where warriors gather, so they are all warriors. Oh. Hua Yu's eyes narrowed. Lin Xian. Damn. He tricked him. Then what he said about coming to broaden his horizons was probably a lie. He was here to participate in the martial arts conference. Damn. Don't let him meet this trash. If he met him, Hua Yu swore that he would cripple Lin Xian. Young Master Xianyuan, I didn't expect you to come this time. Among the crowd, there was one person who received a lot of attention. That was naturally Xianyuan Qingtian. Xianyuan Qingtian was known as the strongest genius of this generation. He was also the goal of many people to surpass him. Patriarch Lu, nice to meet you, Xianyuan Qingtian said with a smile. Indeed, it's been a long time. Xianyuan Qingtian nodded. Yes, I usually live in seclusion. I have been cultivating and rarely show myself. This time, I came out to take a breather. This is my brother, Duan Lingxiao. Young Master Duan. Nice to meet you. Many people then greeted Duan Lingxiao. Duan Lingxiao smiled and shook hands with them one by one. Although Xianyuan Qingtian was a junior, Even those patriarchs and such were respectful to him. Although Xianyuan Qingtian's status was higher, he was still very polite to them as a junior. Brother-in-law, who is that? He seems to have a high status. Mu Feifei asked. Lin Xian looked over. Suddenly his eyes narrowed. Xianyuan Qingtian. Lu Qingzhu said. Xianyuan Qingtian is known as the strongest genius of this generation. I'm afraid he has already reached the domain realm. To reach the domain realm in his 20s is extremely terrifying. It has been many years since such an existence has appeared. He is the person with the highest chance of stepping into the legendary heavenly Dao realm. Lu Qingzhu then looked at Lin Xian. What happened to you? Lin Xian finally regained his senses. I'm fine. Lin Xian shook his head. Lu Qingzhu suddenly thought of something. Lin Xian had asked her to investigate Dongfang Shue's whereabouts, and from what she remembered, Xianyuan Qingtian and Dongfang Shue were engaged, right? Therefore, Lin Xian might have some conflict with Xianyuan Qingtian. Then let's go and get to know each other. Mu Feifei said. Don't go. Lu Qingzhu said. Oh. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. If he saw him, he would probably be very shocked. He would probably be shocked. Why wasn't he dead? Then he would definitely want to silence him, right? Lin Xian sneered and walked forward. Ha ha ha, everyone is too enthusiastic. Xianyuan Qingtian said with a smile. At this moment, Lin Xian walked over. Young Master Xianyuan, nice to meet you. Lin Xian smiled and extended his hand. He used the law of creation to change his appearance. Duan Lingxiao frowned. Isn't this Lin Xian? He's wearing the same clothes as he did during the day. He even disguised himself? What's the meaning of this? Why did he disguise himself? Xianyuan Qingtian smiled and extended his hand to Lin Xian. Hello. The two of them shook hands. Lin Xian, nice to meet you. Lin Xian said with a smile. When Xianyuan Qingtian heard Lin Xian's name, his pupils shrank slightly. Lin Xian was a name he would never forget. Coincidence. It was a coincidence. He looked at Lin Xian. It was someone he didn't know. Nice to meet you. Xianyuan Qingtian said with a smile. Lin Xian sneered in his heart. Hypocrite. F***CKU. Why didn't Lin Xian use his own appearance? It wasn't that Lin Xian was afraid of him, but Lin Xian wanted to disgust him. Hey, my name is Lin Xian. Are you uncomfortable? Lin Xian smiled and nodded before walking away. Xianyuan Qingtian glanced over and saw Lu Qingzhu. He even saw that Lin Xian had walked to Lu Qingzhu's side. He frowned and walked over as well. Brother-in-law, why did your appearance change? Mu Feifei blinked and asked. Disguise. Ah. Why do you need to disguise yourself? Lu Qingzhu looked at Lin Xian. He must know Xianyuan Qingtian, and he must have a great conflict with Xianyuan Qingtian. It's nothing. Lin Xian said. Oh. Xianyuan Qingtian walked over. Miss Lu, long time no see. Xianyuan Qingtian smiled at Lu Qingzhu. Lu Qingzhu nodded. Long time no see. I heard that something almost happened to Miss Lu. Yes, it's nothing serious. That's good. Are you still participating in the martial arts conference? Nope. Lu Qingzhu shook her head. All right, let's have a drink together when you're free. Xianyuan Qingtian walked away after saying that. Whoosh. At the same time, Lin Xian removed his disguise. He just wanted to disgust him a little. Next, he would use his own appearance. If he was discovered by Xianyuan Qingtian, then so be it. Lin Xian also wanted to be discovered by him. He would definitely be discovered. Because once he was discovered, then there would be a connection between them again. Then Lin Xian would have a chance to find out about Dongfang Shue from Xianyuan Qingtian. Lin Xian believed that Xianyuan Qingtian should know about Dongfang Shue. Whoosh! There was a flash of light in front, and then some figures seemed to walk over while walking on air. Wow! They're walking on air. Lin Xian. I told you this is an illusion. It looks like a cliff, but there's actually ground there. Oh, it feels so powerful. Lin Xian's gaze landed on Murongyu. To be precise, almost everyone's gaze was attracted to Murongyu. Sky blue eyes and sky blue hair. She was like a beautiful young girl who had walked out of the anime. Moreover, she was extremely beautiful. Gasp, who is that? Damn. She's so beautiful. I don't know. I've never seen her before. Is there such a person in Kunlun Mountain? Then we should all know about her. Is she not famous? That doesn't feel right. She looks quite powerful. So beautiful. Really beautiful. Xian Yuan Qingtian's eyes lit up when he saw Morongyu. She was his. Chapter 1562. Lin Xian looked at Morongyu. Sure enough, Morongyu was here. He missed her. Morongyu also looked at Lin Xian. There were so many people here, but it was as if there was a will of the heavens, and they all saw the same thing. Seeing Lin Xian, Morongyu's beautiful eyes were full of surprise. But she tried her best to restrain herself. Lin Xian was here. She actually saw Lin Xian here. It was a rare surprise. She's so beautiful. Mu Feifei opened her mouth and looked at Morongyu. Obviously, among all the people here, Morongyu attracted almost everyone's attention, including the girls. She was really beautiful. I haven't seen her before, but she looks quite powerful. Lu Qingzhu muttered to herself. Her eyes are blue. Is she a Chinese and foreign mixed blood? I don't think so. She looks like a pure Oriental face, and her blue pupils are obviously different from the pupils of different colors abroad. Her eyes seem to be. I've seen records of different pupils in ancient books. Why aren't they colored contact lenses? Lu Qingzhu froze for a moment. What you said makes sense. It may be colored contact lenses, but judging from her expression and eyes, she doesn't look like someone who likes to dress like this. Not necessarily. Her hair is sky blue, so she must have dyed it. Although she's very pretty and can hold up to this color, it means that she likes it. That also means that her eyes are indeed contact lenses. Mu Feifei said. Lin Xian. It's not colored contact lenses. It's indeed colored contact lenses. Ah. Really? Mu Qingyao looked at Lin Xian with her beautiful eyes. Why did she feel that Lin Xian was acquainted with pretty girls? But they didn't know each other, did they? It's colored contact lenses, and her hair is not dyed. It's natural. Lin Xian. No way. Why would someone be born with such hair color? Lin Xian smiled and said, foreigners can be born with blonde hair, so why can't some people be born with blue hair? I think this kind of thing is too mysterious. I've never seen it before. I've only seen it in anime, Mu Feifei muttered. Lin Xian. So it's normal for you to have that opinion. Oh. Mu Feifei nodded, and suddenly she thought of something. Brother-in-law, how did you know? Logically speaking, whether it's cosmetic contact lenses or hair, it's impossible to see clearly at this distance. How can you be so sure that it's not cosmetic contact lenses or hair dye? Mu Feifei looked at Lin Xian with a strange look. Mu Qingyao and Lu Qingzhu also looked over. Lin Xian. *CK your mother. Why was he explaining this for no reason? This. I was just guessing. Wow. Brother-in-law, you're not being honest. You guessed it too, so how can you deny other people's guesses? Mu Feifei pursed her lips. Cough, 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 humph. I don't think it's a guess. Mu Feifei crossed her arms and wrinkled her cute little nose. Come on, I'm more experienced than you. Lin Xian glared at her. Okay. On the other side, a handsome man next to Morongyu said, Welcome to Kunlun Mountain, everyone. The martial arts circle convention will start tomorrow. Tonight, according to the usual practice, everyone should go to the celestial peak to meditate. Haha, I came here specifically for the celestial peak. Lead the way. Everyone, please follow me. Why did Xianyuan Qingtian come to Kunlun Mountain for no reason? It was for the celestial peak. What is the celestial peak? Mu Qingyao asked Lin Xian. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. He didn't know either. Lu Qingzhu then said, as one of the oldest cultivation sects on earth, Kunlun Mountain's foundation is unmatched. Since ancient times, countless top masters have been born in Kunlun Mountain. It is said that Kunlun Mountain is the place where the legendary Heavenly Lord Yuanshi is, but this is just a legend. However, since ancient times, many masters' wills have been left on the celestial peak of Kunlun Mountain. This is true. It is also because of these wills that we know that Earth used to be a very glorious era of martial artists. Modern times have declined. Lu Qingzhu paused and said, "Every martial artist who comes here has the opportunity to go to the Celestial Peak to meditate, but it is only limited to each martial arts circle convention and Kunlun Mountain disciples at certain times. So in fact many people you see are also here to meditate, including me, Xianyuan Qingtian of the Xianyuan family. He didn't come to participate in the martial arts competition, but he came here to meditate. It is said that once the comprehension is successful, no matter which ancestor's will it is, it can bring unexpected improvement to the martial artist. It's very exaggerated." "Is it so worthless?" Mu Feifei asked. "Not really. Although it seems that many people have the opportunity to go in and meditate, as far as I know, in so many years, at least in the recent 10 years, only 3 people have managed to comprehend some will. The others all returned without success, including me and Xianyuan Qingtian. They all failed. This depends on luck, comprehension, and opportunity. Maybe if you are lucky, the will of an ancestor is similar to ours. It is very compatible and easy to comprehend." Lin Xian nodded. "I see. Then I have to give it a try." Although Lin Xian didn't lack these, Lin Xian even felt that his cultivation on the sky blue planet could surpass them. But if there were a few people who were really powerful and Lin Xian could comprehend it, it would be a great improvement for him. Not bad, he could give it a try. But if Lin Xian wanted to try, he would definitely try the best. Soon, they came to a fork in the road. "Everyone, please follow me. Other martial artists who are participating in the martial arts circle convention, please go up the mountain." Mu Feifei blinked. "Brother-in-law, I will go with my sister first." "Don't, let's go together." Mu Feifei said, "But we are not participating in the martial arts circle convention. We are just accompanying you." What if Lin Xian looked at Lu Qingzhu? Lu Qingzhu said, "The investigation is not so strict. You all look like you are here to participate in the martial arts circle convention. No one will suspect anything if you go and try. But my suggestion is that your realm is not high enough, so there is a certain risk in comprehending it." "Wow. Then forget it." Mu Feifei shrank her head. "I want to try." Mu Qingya said lightly, "Hey sister. I just want to." Lin Xian said, "Let's go and have a look. If we can't beat them, let's go and have a look." Chapter 1563. Morongyu walked to the side of a man and said, "Senior brother, I'm going to Celestial Peak." The man looked at Morongyu and said, "Junior sister Morong, you should send those people to rest." "I want to go to Celestial Peak." The man nodded. "That's fine too. After all, this junior sister was extremely beautiful, so it should be right to go along with her. Then go to Celestial Peak. Remember to look after it well. You don't have any experience, so you should learn from the other senior brothers." "Thank you, senior brother." Then Morongyu walked towards Celestial Peak as well. "Beauty, Xianyuan Qingtian, nice to meet you." Xianyuan Qingtian smiled and stretched out his hand to Morongyu, and the two of them walked forward side by side. Morongyu nodded and didn't pay any attention to it. Xianyuan Qingtian raised his brows. "Wow. This woman is quite something. Icy cold, proud and aloof. It's great to have such a woman in government. She's even better than Lu Qingzhu." On the other side, Lin Xian and the others arrived at Celestial Peak. There were many weapons on Celestial Peak. Apart from weapons, there were also tombstones and even some portraits. There might even be a sentence, a philosophy, or some diagrams on the tombstones. That's why it was called comprehension, because one might need to comprehend something from the words, diagrams, or even the sword. If one managed to comprehend something, then congratulations, one would obtain something. "Everyone, you only have 2 hours. You can only stay here for these 2 hours. If anyone doesn't want to stay here, feel free to say so. We'll send you back to your room to rest. These are the wills left behind by our ancestors, so there's no need to explain how to comprehend them. Besides that, you can comprehend everything else. They're all in the cave, so you can comprehend them to your heart's content, but don't comprehend this one. All the tombstones were in a huge cave, but there was a tombstone not far away from them on a cliff, and it stood there proudly by itself. The person who spoke was pointing at this tombstone. Why? Someone asked. How should I put it? The will of this stone tablet was very difficult to comprehend. Moreover, it was extremely risky. Previously, there were a total of 7 people who tried to comprehend this stone tablet. 3 of them had already died, and the other 4 had all gone mad. Therefore, it is forbidden to comprehend this stone tablet. Otherwise, you will have to bear the consequences. Hiss! Hearing this, everyone sucked in a breath of cold air and quickly moved far away. It can't be? Wasn't this too unbelievable? Will I go crazy just sitting there and meditating? Mu Feifei shrank her head. This was too scary. Lin Xian raised an eyebrow. This is interesting. Senior brother, which senior's will is that? Someone asked. I don't know either. It's the will of an expert from a very long time ago. Anyway, his will is very violent. In short, if you don't want to go crazy, go to the cave and comprehend it. Alright, I won't disturb you anymore. Please come in. Then everyone walked in one after another. Wow! Mu Feifei exclaimed. For a newbie who had just come into contact with cultivation, Mu Feifei and Mu Qingyao were very surprised when they saw this scene. Although this scene didn't seem to be anything special, it was just a lot of stone tablets. There were patterns, lines, a few sentences on the stone tablets, including some swords and sword tombs, but they still felt that it was very powerful. You can go and look for it. Just rely on your feelings. There shouldn't be any danger in here, Lin Xian said. Yes, yes. Then everyone dispersed. This cave was very big, so big that it was beyond one's imagination. Hundreds of people poured in, but it didn't feel crowded at all. Lin Xian walked around the cave and looked around, but he didn't find anything special. The main reason was that he didn't like it. The main reason was that the so-called go with the flow. The others hurriedly found something that they thought was not bad, and then sat down to comprehend it. Sister, how do we comprehend it? Mu Feifei asked. I don't know. Maybe we need to sit in front of that thing and comprehend the principles and the patterns they left behind. We must release our spiritual force to comprehend it, Mu Qingyao said. Oh, then I'll give it a try. Mu Qingyao looked at Lin Xian and saw that he was wandering around here. Then she walked to Lu Qingzhu's side. Have you found something you like again? Mu Qingyao shook her head. I don't know what it means to like. Lu Qingzhu said. It's very simple. For example, if you suddenly see a sentence that makes you feel very enlightened, or makes you feel that it is very interesting, including some patterns that you are interested in, then you can try it. I got it, thank you. You're welcome. On the other side, Lin Xian walked around, but there was nothing that interested him. He saw Xianyuan Qingtian sitting there, and beginning to comprehend. Xianyuan Qingtian also didn't see Lin Xian throughout the whole process. Young Master Lin, you still want to comprehend these? Duan Lingxiao walked over and asked. Then what are you doing here? Lin Xian said. Ha ha ha, the ordinary martial artists in this world are too far away from us. Perhaps the will of the strong that these people have comprehended is not as high as our realm in our place. But to be honest, I have learned about the history of this world. It seems that it is indeed quite powerful in the past. If there is such a level of existence here, perhaps it is worth comprehending, Duan Lingxiao said. Lin Xian didn't say anything and walked out. Brother, aren't you going to comprehend it? Several people from Kunlun Mountain looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian shook his head. There is nothing that I am interested in. Ah. Hearing Lin Xian's words, they couldn't help but laugh out loud. Where the F***ck did this idiot come from? What a self-righteous idiot. Then go and rest. This kind of idiot was annoying. There was nothing that he was interested in. He couldn't comprehend it, so he didn't like it? Sour grapes because he couldn't eat them? Idiot. Lin Xian looked at the stone tablet at the edge of the cliff and said, I will go and take a look at that stone tablet. I told you you can't go. I am just going to take a look, not comprehend it. Up to you. Anyway, it has nothing to do with us if something happens. We have already warned you. Lin Xian then walked over. Not far away, Morongyu also walked over. Junior sister Morong. Morong Yu said. I will go and take a look. Morong Yu came behind Lin Xian and looked at the stone tablet. I have seen this before and comprehended it. They said that it will make people crazy because this will is very strong and violent. To us, if something happens, it doesn't necessarily mean that something will happen. It is not suitable for me, and I also feel that it is not suitable for you. Morong Yu said. Lin Xian turned to Morong Yu and said with a smile, that is not the point. The point is, little Yu, I miss you. Ha ha ha. Morong Yu smiled. Hey, why are you smiling like that? I really miss you. As Lin Xian spoke, he reached out his hand. Chapter 1564. Morong Yu dodged Lin Xian's hand. Little Yu, you've changed. Tell me, have you fallen in love with someone else? Lin Xian looked at Morong Yu aggrievedly. It's you, right? Morong Yu couldn't help but roll her eyes at Lin Xian. This person was really shameless. How many girls had he hooked up with? Didn't he know it in his heart? He even said that she had fallen in love with someone else. Furthermore, they weren't even a couple. Furthermore, we're not a couple. Morong Yu reminded him. Sai, it's already a done deal. The last time I talked to Uncle Morong, he asked me where I was planning to bring you to settle down. His intention was for us to stay in Tiandu. Morong Yu. In a daze, Lin Xian grabbed Morong Yu's small hand and held it tightly. You. Morong Yu was so angry that she gritted her teeth. Originally, meeting Lin Xian was a happy occasion, but F***ck. Why were there 3 beautiful girls by Lin Xian's side? All of them were really beautiful. She could still understand if there was only one by his side. But how long had it been? How many days had it been since he came here? 3? What were you trying to do? Furthermore, her thoughts were quite similar to Ling Ying's. Even if he was a womanizer, he couldn't be irresponsible. If he was a womanizer here, what about when he went back? What about them? No matter if this was the real world or the virtual world, he had to have this thought. 3. How awesome. Lin Xian laughed evilly. F***ck. When the few Kunlun Mountain disciples saw this scene, they were all dumbfounded. What the F***ck? What's going on? How could that person hold Junior Sister Morong's hand? Is Junior Sister Morong's hand something other men can touch? F***ck your mother. Furthermore, it seems like Junior Sister Morong was struggling just now. Could it be that someone was harassing Junior Sister Morong? Quick, let's go and take a look. Who is harassing Junior Sister Morong? At this moment, a handsome man walked over. Eldest senior brother. Eldest senior brother. They bowed. This was the senior brother of Kunlun Mountain, Jiang Tianqing. He was an excellent man. It was said that among the top geniuses on earth, he was one of the few who could compete with Xianyuan Qingtian. He was one of the top geniuses on this side. Jiang Tianqing nodded and said, What did you say just now? Who is harassing Junior Sister Morong? Eldest senior brother, look, isn't it over there? Jiang Tianqing looked over and his eyes suddenly narrowed. F***ck. There was actually someone who had physical contact with Junior Sister Morong? F***ck. He was actually holding her hand? What the hell is this? Jiang Tianqing had very high standards. He did like a few of the beautiful women he had met before. Unfortunately, they did not like him because those women also had high standards, including Lu Qingzhu. However, a new junior sister had joined Kunlun Mountain some time ago. When Jiang Tianqing saw this junior sister's appearance, he knew that this woman would definitely be his life's partner. She was very beautiful. She had a proud temperament and a decent talent, especially her blue eyes and blue hair. At first, he also thought that it was a wig and contact lenses. However, after touching it, he realized that it was actually natural. Oh my God! This was simply too exquisite. Therefore, Jiang Tianqing had been in contact with Morong Yu recently for various reasons. However, he suddenly realized that an unknown guy was holding Morong Yu's small hand. He could not stand it. It was as if his woman had been tainted by another man. He could not stand it. What's going on? Jiang Tianqing clenched his fists. It seems that the man forcefully held Junior Sister Morong's hand. Junior Sister Morong even struggled. Who's that man? He seems to be an itinerant cultivator. He doesn't have any background. Emph. Jiang Tianqing then walked over. You've been here for such a short time. How many women have you hooked up with? Do you still miss me? Morongyu said. Wow. If I don't miss you, who would I miss? I really miss you. I swear. If I don't miss you, then I'll never touch a woman in my life. Lin Xian said. Morongyu said. For a shameless person, what kind of oath can't he make? Let go of me. Morongyu did not have anything else to say. She was just a little unhappy. If you said that you were a womanizer on Sky Blue Planet, then you were indeed very famous on Sky Blue Planet. There might even be a girl chasing after you, or she might have feelings for you, and he could easily get you with just a little bit of wooing. However, in this world, there were 3 of them. They were all so beautiful. She was convinced. She was just a little unhappy. Other than that, there was nothing else. Damn, I think you need to be taught a lesson. Just you wait. I'll teach you a lesson sooner or later. Lin Xian said. Morongyu was speechless. Damn. Let go. At this moment, Jiang Tianqing walked over and stared at Lin Xian. Lin Xian raised his head and looked at Jiang Tianqing. Eldest senior brother. Morongyu shook off Lin Xian's hand and said calmly. Did this person take advantage of you? Jiang Tianqing looked at Morongyu and pointed at Lin Xian. No. I mean, who are you? Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and looked at Jiang Tianqing. Interesting. You don't know me, or are you pretending not to know me? Jiang Tianqing's eyes narrowed. Eldest senior brother, he is. Morongyu was interrupted by Jiang Tianqing before she could finish her sentence. Kid, you molested a female disciple of Kunlun Mountain. This is a serious crime. Now get out of Kunlun Mountain. I won't pursue this matter. Jiang Tianqing stared at Lin Xian and said. Ha ha ha. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. Then he lowered his head and lit a cigarette. I said, what's wrong with me molesting her? Lin Xian then pulled Morongyu's hand. I can't. Jiang Tianqing's eyes narrowed. You're picking a fight. She's my girlfriend. If I can't touch her, are you going to touch her? Are you crazy or retarded? Idiot? Ha. Lin Xian said. Jiang Tianqing furrowed his brows. What? Your girlfriend? Then he looked at Morongyu. Junior sister Morong, is he your boyfriend? No matter what, Morongyu had to give Lin Xian face. Morongyu then nodded. Damn. Jiang Tianqing cursed in his heart. He was cursing Lin Xian and himself. He was cursing Lin Xian because he managed to woo Morongyu. He was cursing himself because he wanted to be in the limelight. He wanted to show off in front of Morongyu. He wanted to be the hero who saved the damsel in distress. He was so impulsive that he came to accuse Jiang Tianqing before he even understood the situation. Damn it. However, he didn't expect this. Chapter 1565. Lin Xian sneered in his heart. Idiot. Did Lin Xian not know what this idiot was thinking? Lin Xian knew it all too well. He wanted to show off, to pick up girls, to show off in front of girls. F***CKU. Disgusting thing. I'll slap your face until it's swollen. Ha ha. Jiang Tianqing laughed and said, That's all a misunderstanding. I thought someone was harassing the female disciples of Kunlun Mountain. Then Jiang Tianqing asked, Have you been dating for a long time? No, Morongyu said. Pretty good. Jiang Tianqing walked away after saying that. The moment he turned around, his eyes flashed with murderous intent. An unknown guy could actually pick up such a beautiful Morongyu. That was obviously a matter of luck. They must have known each other for a long time, and had just confirmed their relationship recently. F***CK. That was a matter of luck. But Morongyu's boyfriend, an unknown brat, had actually dared to not give him any face in front of his junior brothers and sisters. He had even called him a retard and an idiot. How could Jiang Tianqing tolerate that? Well, it was all because Lin Xian had picked up the girl he liked. He was jealous. He was envious. He hated it. Why? What kind of person was this? How could he pick up such a beautiful girl? Why? Moreover, based on his interactions with Morongyu, she was not easy to get along with. She was not easy to get along with, let alone pursue her. Seriously, why? Why did such a good girl always end up with a pig? F*ck. He had to find a way to teach this person a lesson. He had to be taught a lesson. Even if he couldn't obtain Morongyu, he would still hold a grudge against Lin Xian. You don't have to, Morongyu said to Lin Xian helplessly. As expected, Lin Xian was still the same Lin Xian. Why not? She's already bullying me. What's wrong with me flirting with my girlfriend? If he's envious, he can also find such a beautiful girlfriend. If he can't find one, then don't show off in front of me. Lin Xian said. But there's no need. There's no need to make enemies here. He's the senior brother of Kunlun Mountain. His status is very high and his strength is very strong. Our realms have been suppressed to a very low level. It's better to be safe, Morongyu said. It's necessary. Not to mention the eldest senior brother of Kunlun Mountain. Even if the ancestor of Kunlun Mountain came, I would still scold him. Who asked him to have bad intentions towards you and wanted to step on my head to save the damsel in distress? Bah. Sweet talk. I think those beautiful girls were deceived by your sweet talk. What are you doing here? A martial arts competition. Mission? Lin Xian nodded. Yes, first place. It's quite difficult. Although the average martial artist in this world is very weak, there are some who are very strong. What realm are you at? Law. Morongyu. Looks like you've completed a lot of missions. Lin Xian nodded. It's all right. To be honest, you've misunderstood me. Ha! Picking up girls is a mission I triggered. Morongyu. Go to hell. Morongyu gritted her teeth and said. Triggered a mission to pick up girls? Why don't you go to hell? It's true, sister. I swear. Morongyu. Forget it, let's not talk about this. Do you want to understand this? Lin Xian nodded. Yes, let's give it a try. There should be a chance for us. I don't care about the others, but this seems to be the most special. By the way, what mission did you trigger? Is there anything I can help with? Morongyu shook her head. No, it's quite simple. Then are you participating in this martial arts competition? Yes. Mission? No, it's just that I'm now a member of Kunlun Mountain. They want me to participate, so I'll follow their wishes and participate. I don't care about ranking. I just want to fight, unlike you. By the way, I saw Duan Lingxiao, Morongyu said. I saw him. Isn't he inside? You have a grudge. Be careful. He might take advantage of your low level to attack you in this world, Morongyu said. Don't worry. I know what to do. You have to protect yourself too. Okay. Then I'll start. Then Lin Xian sat down in front of the stone tablet. Morongyu stood behind Lin Xian for a while before leaving. She walked into the cave. She wanted to see if she could comprehend it. She didn't need to comprehend the strongest one, but the most suitable one. Perhaps most of the owners of the wills here were not as strong as they were on planet Tianlan, but there were bound to be some who were strong. Those people inside were basically trying to comprehend. After failing, they would try to comprehend another one. Xianyuan Qingtian's body was surrounded by a blue light. Phew! He let out a long sigh of relief. His eyes were shining. It's been 3 times. I've finally succeeded in comprehending it. Xianyuan Qingtian smiled. Congratulations, big brother Xianyuan. Duan Lingxiao walked over and said, It's nothing. What about you? Duan Lingxiao said, I also comprehended one just now. Oh, not bad. Xianyuan Qingtian patted him on the shoulder. It's weaker, so I want to choose a stronger one now. Then work hard. I'll leave first. I'll watch you fight during the day. Xianyuan Qingtian turned around and saw Morongyu walking in. Lingxiao, this person, Duan Lingxiao said, she's hard to get. She's cold. Ha, I like this kind of challenge. Otherwise it would be boring. Xianyuan Qingtian laughed. Although it wasn't a good time to strike up a conversation, he could go over and say a few words. Miss Morong, you're here to comprehend too? Morongyu glanced at Duan Lingxiao behind Xianyuan Qingtian. Then she said politely, Yes, I'll give it a try. Good luck. Do you need me to protect you? No need. Thank you. Okay, then I'll leave first, Xianyuan Qingtian said and walked out. You saw Lin Xian, right? Duan Lingxiao asked. Morongyu nodded and walked away. Crack crack crack. Duan Lingxiao clenched his fist tightly. F***ck. After Xianyuan Qingtian walked out of the cave, he saw some Kunlun Mountain disciples whispering to each other. Then, his gaze fell on Lin Xian, who was meditating in front of the stone tablet not too far away. As Lin Xian's back was facing Xianyuan Qingtian, he couldn't see Lin Xian's face. He only sneered in his heart. Idiot! He had comprehended this thing once before, and almost had an accident. Although he wanted to comprehend it very much, he didn't dare. He would never come here unless he reached the heavenly venerable realm. But now a little kid was actually sitting here and comprehending. Don't you think he found it funny? Then he sneered and walked away. Chapter 1566. Of course, the others did not care about Lin Xian. Many of them, especially those who saw Lin Xian with a beautiful girl, hoped that Lin Xian would die. Perhaps this was jealousy. Lin Xian sat down and closed his eyes to comprehend this will. Those people were right, this will did have a strong impact. The main reason was that this aura was very violent. This meant that the person who left behind this will was definitely a violent person. Or maybe it wasn't necessarily violent. It just meant that he might have cultivated a very violent force or something like that. Some people walked out and looked at the situation outside. Someone is actually trying to comprehend this? Is he courting death? He's courting death. Xianyuan Qingtian and Kunlun Mountain's Jiang Tianqing almost died when they tried to comprehend it. Therefore, this will has been strictly prohibited from comprehending it. Now an unknown kid is trying to comprehend this will. Don't you think he's courting death? Let's wait and see what happens to him. Especially when I heard that this person has a very good relationship with a beauty from Kunlun Mountain. They seem to be lovers. TSK, what's this? He's cheating on several women, let me tell you. Lin Xian was dumbfounded. He was just an unknown brat. How did he have a foot in so many boats? How did you know? At this time, an old man walked up with a few disciples. Third elder, just a moment ago, there were already 5 people who completed their comprehension. Oh, the quality is so high this time? In such a short time, 5 people have succeeded? Interesting. Yes, including Xianyuan Qingtian and a man who came with Xianyuan Qingtian. As for the other 3, Lu Qingzhu Lu has also succeeded. There's also a girl who I haven't seen before. Not bad. It seems that everyone has been working hard during this period. At first, he was beaming with joy. Then, his gaze fell directly on Lin Xian, who was sitting in the distance. Who allowed you to allow people to comprehend that will? He immediately exploded with anger. Third elder, you can't blame us for this. We strictly forbade him from meditating, but he was so arrogant that he insisted on meditating. He even said that he would take responsibility if anything happened. Tell me, how could we stop him? Jiang Tianqing walked over and said, That's right, third elder. This is her choice. We have forbidden her. Moreover, junior sister Murong knows about it. AI. The third elder let out a sigh. I hope no more accidents will happen in Kunlun Mountain. Morongyu, why didn't you stop them? Morongyu regained her senses, turned her head and bowed. He's fine. You know him so well. Morongyu nodded. He is my boyfriend. I know his ability very well. Oh. The third elder raised his eyebrows and looked at Lin Xian in the distance with interest. This Morongyu wasn't bad at all. If you told him that she was the daughter of one of the 4 great families, he'd believe you. He was her boyfriend. Furthermore, the fact that she'd said such a thing meant that she absolutely trusted that brat. It's quite interesting. Sister, listen to me. Did you hear that? Mu Feifei shook Mu Qingya's arm. Mu Qingya touched her forehead helplessly. Oh my God. Really, the beautiful girls she saw were all very beautiful. Were they really Lin Xian's girlfriends? This person. How could he be so powerful? Why were there so many outstanding and handsome men in the world? But all the beautiful girls revolved around him. Lu Qingzhu also opened her mouth and secretly glanced at Murongyu. This woman was really beautiful. If a girl thought another girl was beautiful, then she was really beautiful. How did Lin Xian get her? When did he get her? He was really strong. Stinky hooligan, big pervert, shameless bastard. Mu Feifei pouted. Mu Qingyao ruffled her hair and said, "Have you comprehended anything yet? If you haven't, hurry up and comprehend it." "Not yet. It's so difficult." "It's not difficult. You have to find something you're interested in, and feel it with your heart." "Sister, you're so powerful. You've just started cultivating and you've already comprehended it." Mu Feifei really felt that she was useless. "Go ahead. I'll watch over here." "Okay." After a while, Lin Xian suddenly furrowed his brows. More and more people were observing Lin Xian, including Duan Lingxiao. Previously, Duan Lingxiao had only gone over to take a look before leaving. He felt that it would be difficult even for him. Moreover, Mu Rongyu had already failed, so he didn't want to waste any more time here. However, this Lin Xian was actually so reckless. Just looking at his furrowed brows made Duan Lingxiao feel very pleased. What a pity. There were so many people here. If there weren't so many people with Lin Xian's current state, he could easily kill him. What a pity. At this moment, Lin Xian was being attacked by a powerful willpower storm. This feeling was very uncomfortable, but Lin Xian liked it because it was a kind of cleansing feeling. Lin Xian felt that the owner of this willpower should be a person whose hands were stained with the blood of countless people. However, maybe he wasn't a real evil person, so his willpower could stay in Kunlun Mountain? Lin Xian didn't know, but Lin Xian felt that it was quite powerful. Whoosh! Lin Xian's body was surrounded by a reddish-brown light. This light was very strange. He's about to succeed? Seeing this scene, everyone showed an incredulous expression. Boom! In the next moment, a powerful aura and killing intent erupted from Lin Xian's body. When some of the people around felt the killing intent erupting from Lin Xian's body, their pupils suddenly shrank. It was a kind of tremor that came from the bottom of their hearts. Simply put, when fighting with someone who could release such an aura, even if your realm was higher than his, you would still be scared and not dare to fight. This was killing intent. I understand why no one has succeeded in comprehending this willpower for so many years. It's because the owner of this willpower once had the blood of countless people on his hands. But we don't have any blood on our hands at all. Then how can we succeed? Doesn't that mean this person's hands are stained with a lot of blood? How is that possible? It feels a little impossible, but he seems to have accepted this willpower. It's really unbelievable. How is that possible? Yeah, could it be that he has killed a lot of people? It's really unbelievable. And Mu Rongyu knew that the blood on their hands was unimaginable. Chapter 1567. Sky Blue Planet and Earth were two completely different worlds. Earth could not be compared to Sky Blue Planet in terms of cultivation. It felt like Sky Blue Planet was not fully developed yet. On Sky Blue Planet, there were many demon beasts and martial artists. Not just them, even a relatively normal martial artist would have a lot of blood on their hands. On Earth, even if you were the most talented martial artist, the most powerful existence, you might not have a lot of blood on your hands. Therefore, there was a lot of discussion about Lin Xian. It really made people feel very strange. Lin Xian's body was surrounded by a blood-red light. Then he slowly opened his eyes and a blood-red light burst out. Lin Xian liked this feeling. Lin Xian was not a violent person, but he liked this feeling of power. This enlightenment was a complete success. What did he get? 2. First, an extremely fierce fighting style. Now Lin Xian's fighting ability was definitely much stronger than before. Second, and the most important, murderous aura. To be honest, murderous aura was something that made people feel very illusory. Would they feel that it really existed? Could it be that the so-called murderous aura was not a person who looked very fierce, or his aura was very strong? Why would there be murderous aura when killing people? What the hell is this thing? Then this consciousness told Lin Xian that murderous aura was real. The effect of this murderous aura was very scary. It could even be used as an attack, and it could even break the opponent's psychological defense. In short, this was a very powerful thing. It opened the door to a new world for Lin Xian. Lin Xian stood up and then withdrew his aura. When Lin Xian withdrew his aura, the fear on the faces of the people around him disappeared. You actually succeeded in comprehending it. The third elder of Kunlun Mountain looked at Lin Xian in shock. Lin Xian said, "It's okay. It's not too difficult." Many people's mouths twitched. Jiang Tianqing's face was full of disbelief. On what basis? Why was that? Who the hell was he? Why was he able to do things that she couldn't? This unbalanced feeling made him feel extremely unbalanced. Who was he? He was Jiang Tianqing, 1 in 10,000, a dragon among men. If he could not do something, no one else could do it. If no one was stronger than him, it should be the same as Xianyuan Qingtian. Even though they were both top geniuses, they could not do it. But he got a very beautiful girlfriend, and he even did things that he couldn't do. Moreover, in his eyes, this was a person that he completely looked down on. This feeling was indescribable. Young hero, where did you come from? The third elder of Kunlun Mountain looked at Lin Xian, a loose cultivator. Hearing this, even more people were shocked. Itinerant cultivator? They looked at each other. A loose cultivator. Maybe it's just luck. Lin Xian scratched his head and laughed. Ha ha ha, then why aren't so many people as lucky as you? That's why I said that my luck is the best. Ha ha ha, how should I address you? Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Hello. The third elder looked at Lin Xian and walked away. Morong Yu also walked away with the third elder. Before leaving, she just looked at Lin Xian and didn't mean anything else. He was not worried. Baby. Lin Xianran walked to Mu Qingya's side and hugged her with a smile. Everyone. What? Those people were dumbfounded. No, isn't this guy boyfriend and girlfriend of Morong Yu? Why is he with another girl now? Damn. She is also beautiful. Motherf asterisk Kerr. Could it be that he was two-timing? Who was the one who said that he was two-timing? It seems that it's true. Damn it. Why? Don't Morong Yu and the others know? Those people were extremely indignant. To be more precise, they were jealous and envious. Mu Qingya blushed slightly and then said, "I'm going to rest first." After saying that, she hurried away. Damn it. Lin Xian shrugged. Lin Xian. Jiang Tianqing pointed at Lin Xian. What's the matter? Does junior sister Morong know that you are doing this? Lin Xian said with a smile. She knows. She agreed to it. Otherwise, do you think I would dare to do it? What? Hearing this, everyone swallowed a mouthful of saliva. She agreed to it? Why? Why is that? But thinking about it, if they didn't know, why would Lin Xian dare to flirt with other girls? Even if Morong Yu didn't see it, he did it in front of so many people. Sooner or later, Morong Yu would hear about it. Humph. Jiang Tianqing swung his arm angrily and turned to walk away. He was so jealous. Lu Qingzhu shook her head secretly. To be honest, he really admired this Lin Xian. He really didn't know how he managed to woo such beautiful girls, and even make them break the common sense of this world. They were already so outstanding, but they were actually willing to do it. Anyway, she was convinced. Then I'll go rest first. Lu Qingzhu also walked away after saying that. Lin Xian walked into the cave and stood behind Mu Feifei. This girl was a little stupid, but Lin Xian could help her. If she could successfully comprehend it, it would definitely be of great help to her. Lin Xian then released the law of creation, creating a relatively good environment for Mu Feifei to comprehend it. About an hour later, Mu Feifei's body was burning with flames. It really wasn't easy. I did it. Mu Feifei stood up excitedly. Okay, let's go back and rest. Okay. Then Lin Xian and Mu Feifei also left, leaving everyone dumbfounded. Why? Why was it so easy for them to comprehend it? Those two realms were clearly so low. How did they manage to comprehend it? The night passed just like that. At dawn the next day, Lin Xian opened his eyes and walked out. Outside, everything for the martial arts circle convention was almost ready. Everyone who participated in the martial arts circle convention also walked out. Of course, this included the disciples and elders of Kunlun Mountain, as well as some people who came to watch the competition. Anyway, every martial arts circle convention was held in a grand manner. After all, the martial arts circle leader was relatively important, and this was a rule that had been in place for many years. Next, all the participants of the martial arts circle convention, please go to the competition platform. We will count and record it. After that, we will prepare to start the martial arts circle convention. You have 3 minutes. I hope everyone can hurry up. Chapter 1568. Lin Xian and the others arrived at the center of the huge arena. What does this martial arts arena look like? It was huge. It was in the middle, surrounded by spectator seats. The spectator seats were relatively high, and the arena was surrounded in a circular shape. It was at least 10 meters high, which was a very good viewing experience for the spectators. At this moment, Lin Xian and the others walked in. The others randomly found a seat in the spectator seats. At first glance, there were quite a lot of people watching. The disciples of Kunlun Mountain added up to about 3,000 to 4,000 people. It was not a large number, but for a modern sect, this scale was not small. The others were those who followed these participants. There were about a few hundred of them. Then there were hundreds of people with them. These hundreds of people were the elders of Kunlun Mountain. And then there were other big sects like Wudong Mountain, Shaolin Temple, and so on. After all, it was a martial arts conference. Do you think the masters of other sects would come? Of course they would. I heard that someone comprehended that person's will. Who is it? Sect master, it's that person. The white-haired old man stared at Lin Xian. He looks quite ordinary. He stroked his beard. Maybe the real person doesn't show his face? Since he can comprehend that person's will, he's definitely not simple. Let's see how his realm and strength are. We'll be able to see it later. Although some of the people participating in the martial arts convention are ordinary, there are quite a few top-notch people who are participating. Yeah, it's rare for Shaolin Temple to participate in this martial arts convention. It's quite strange. There's nothing strange about it. Shaolin Temple is also a top-notch sect, and they need to continue to develop. Moreover, it's said that this person from Shaolin Temple came out to train. It's said that he's a rare top-notch genius in Shaolin Temple in hundreds of years. I think it's possible. Let him participate in the martial arts convention to gain experience. On the other side, Xianyuan Qingtian also came over. His original purpose of coming here was to comprehend. Now that he had succeeded, he could actually leave. However, here came the interesting part. The martial arts convention this time had gathered so many top-notch beauties. Murong Yu Lu Qingzhu, and a pair of beautiful sisters. In short, it was really not bad. He thought to himself, why don't I stay here a little longer and get a girlfriend first? Only a woman of this level was worthy of Xianyuan Qingtian. Qingzhu, let's have a meal together when you're free. We haven't gotten together in a long time. Xianyuan Qingtian walked to Lu Qingzhu's side and said with a smile. Lu Qingzhu shook her head. No, I have an appointment with someone else. Let's talk about it later. Then can't I come along? Xianyuan Qingtian said with a smile. No need, he's my friend. Young Master Xianyuan doesn't know him. Lu Qingzhu said. All right. Xianyuan Qingtian smiled as he looked at Morongyu. Lu Qingzhu couldn't do it. But this Morongyu should be able to, right? Even if that didn't work, there were other options. They were both beautiful and worth it. Suddenly, Xianyuan Qingtian frowned. His eyes suddenly focused. In the crowd, he vaguely saw a familiar yet unfamiliar figure. Xianyuan Qingtian took a closer look. Lin Xian. He looked as if he had seen a ghost. Wasn't that Lin Xian? Although it had been a few years and there would be some changes, but it looked like... No, it wasn't him. This was definitely just a simple resemblance. After all, there were some people who looked very similar in this world. The world was so big that there were all kinds of strange things. This was indeed a possibility. They didn't have the same genes, but they could really look quite similar. However, when he saw it, Xianyuan Qingtian's heart was filled with mixed feelings. He was also panicking. It was as if someone had drawn out the biggest secret in his heart, and his greatest fear. Brother, who is that person? Xianyuan Qingtian asked the person beside him. You're talking about him. You're talking about him? I don't know who he is. I've never seen him before, so he shouldn't be that famous. But last night he was in the limelight and comprehended that person's will. At the same time, He's too timing. Do you see that? That's Morongyu, the prettiest female disciple of Kunlun Mountain. She's his girlfriend, and the one not far from us is also his girlfriend. They even seem to have agreed to it. I'm really impressed. Xianyuan Qingtian was shocked. What? Wasn't this a bit too exaggerated? The willpower that he couldn't comprehend was comprehended by this seemingly ordinary person? Even Morongyu and that beautiful woman were his girlfriends? They seemed to know each other, and even agreed to it? What? Really? That's quite impressive. Young Master Xianyuan, you're still the best. He can't be compared to you. Young Master Xianyuan, what can't you get? It's just that Lin Xian's luck is better. What did you say? Xianyuan Qingtian suddenly grabbed that person's arm. Young Master Xianyuan, what's wrong? Only then did Xianyuan Qingtian come back to his senses and let go of him. Nothing. What did you say his name was? Lin Xian. Ka. Xianyuan Qingtian looked at Lin Xian, who was in the distant battle stage, and clenched his fists. Lin Xian. Lin Xian. Could this really be that Lin Xian? It's been 3 years. He didn't die? That was impossible. How could he not die? Coincidence? But there shouldn't be such a coincidence in this world, right? A man who looked a lot like Lin Xian. And his name just so happened to be Lin Xian as well. This kind of coincidence was impossible. Xianyuan Qingtian walked to a place not far away and made a phone call. Hello, help me investigate Lin Xian. Soon Xianyuan Qingtian received a message. As for Lin Xian, there were no signs of activity in the past 3 years. But interestingly, the information about Lin Xian, who had been declared dead, became active again a few days ago. In other words, death was no longer valid. Xianyuan Qingtian's pupils suddenly shrank. It's him. Yesterday morning, there was also a person called Lin Xian who came over to greet him, but his appearance was completely different. But now that he looked at it, the clothes that the person was wearing last night were the same as the clothes that Lin Xian was wearing now. That Lin Xian was deliberately testing him last night? He was Lin Xian. Xianyuan Qingtian suddenly felt dizzy. He had killed many people in his life. Some were killed by others, some were killed by himself. But this Lin Xian was special. He didn't say that he was afraid of Lin Xian, but he really didn't kill him because of a grudge. It was for his own selfish desires, and it was related to another person. So when he saw this person again, he felt fear. Chapter 1569. Even if all those people that Xianyuan Qingtian had killed were standing in front of him, Xianyuan Qingtian would not be afraid at all. He would only sneer and say that they were pretending to be ghosts, and then kill them again. But Lin Xian, he was really a special existence. In his eyes, this Lin Xian was nothing but a dog's fart. He wasn't even fit to carry his shoes. But when he saw him appear here safe and sound again, he felt fear. What was going on? At that time, Lin Xian's realm was so low that it could be ignored. He was just an ordinary person with no ability. That cliff was so high. He pushed him down and saw him fall with his own eyes. Even if he stopped halfway and was caught by a rock or a tree branch, he would still die. Why? Crack, crack, crack. Xianyuan Qingtian clenched his fists tightly. Not necessarily. Really not necessarily. What if it's too much of a coincidence? Xianyuan Qingtian murmured. Now that everyone has entered your information, let's get ready to start the martial arts circle assembly. The rules are the same as before. The martial arts circle assembly will adopt a 1v1 duel mode. You will randomly meet your opponent, defeat him, and eliminate him. Then you will advance. The top 20 will receive rewards, and the top 10 will receive even better rewards, including the first place. You can even get the seat of the Martial Arts Circle Alliance Master. Kuan Lunzi glanced at the crowd and said, I hope you can show your true strength. I also hope you can fight bravely and not let your cultivation and hard work go to waste. Now please draw lots. Then Lin Xian and the rest drew lots. The 2 contestants who have drawn number 1, please stay in the arena and prepare for the duel. The rest of the martial artists, please wait in the preparation area. Lin Xian and the rest walked over. Little Yu, what's your number? Lin Xian went to Morongyu's side and secretly pinched her butt. Morongyu was speechless. 25. She said with extreme displeasure. I'm 27. We're so close. Is this the legendary fate? Lin Xian grinned. Morongyu couldn't be bothered with Lin Xian and rolled his eyes. But Lin Xian shamelessly kept talking to Morongyu. Little Yu, who do you think will be our opponents this time? Morongyu said 7 or 8, but it is said that the most powerful one is the one from Shaolin Temple. The Shaolin Temple itself is quite powerful. In particular, the Shaolin Temple has several cultivation techniques that are particularly strong. In our world, they are very top cultivation techniques. Morongyu nodded. Duan Lingxiao's realm seems to be quite high. Plus, we came from the same place, so he should be at the top in terms of combat power. As for the others, there are 2 people from Kunlun Mountain, Wudong Sect, and so on. They are all quite strong. Am I not? Lin Xian secretly pinched her but again. Morongyu was really convinced by this shameless person. She took Lin Xian's hand away and said, You're not bad either. Damn. I'm the man who wants to get first place. This first place is not too difficult. Morongyu had a new understanding of the combat power and martial skills of this world's martial artists. She knew that the so-called top geniuses in this world were indeed incomparable to them. It was not that they were strong, but the difference in quality was too great. It was like a person who graduated from an ordinary music academy and a person who graduated from a top music academy. There was a difference. Don't talk about hard work. It was a different concept. That's right. It's best that you don't expose any powerful martial skills. In this world, there are very few top-notch martial skills. It seems that the Earth stage is basically the peak. The highest peak should be a heaven stage martial skill. Once you expose a martial skill that makes them feel very powerful, you might be in danger. I know you don't need to say it. Women ba. Morongyu. Men go to hell. She really could not stand it anymore and retorted back at Lin Xian. Lin Xian. It was quite interesting. Then, they watched one battle after another, while Xianyuan Qingtian stood high up and looked at Lin Xian. Was this really Lin Xian? It should be, right? After all, he had just checked. Lin Xian was in a dead state at the beginning. Now that his death state had been removed, it meant that he had revived, or rather, he had returned. Then this Lin Xian should be him. But he could not understand. How did he survive? Morongyu went on stage. With a casual and clean move, she finished off her opponent, and then calmly walked away. This little junior sister from Kunlun Mountain feels so strong. Of course. This Morongyu is said to be groomed by Kunlun Mountain. She definitely has the qualifications. From the looks of it, she's already close to the law realm at such a young age. This is already at the forefront of the geniuses. Moreover, her combat strength is even stronger. She probably has an extremely strong ability to fight across realms. Most importantly, she's so beautiful. I can't take it anymore. F***ck that Lin Xian. What right does he have? Soon Lin Xian went on stage. To be honest, Lin Xian might have a natural constitution of hatred. No matter what, there would always be people who wanted to mess with him. Perhaps this was because he was too outstanding. Lin Xian looked at the opponent in front of him. He did not know him. In any case, he was not strong. In terms of realm, he was at the Mystic Heaven realm. In fact, the Mystic Heaven realm was already very powerful for the young people of this world. This was because among his peers, the strongest were Lu Qingzhu and the others. To be able to reach the Mystic Heaven realm, to be honest, they were not bad. Lin Xian, let me test your strength. A wave of power erupted from the man's body. Then I'm sorry, you might not be able to test it out because the gap between us is very big. Whoosh, then Lin Xian rushed over and punched. The battle was over. Stage 2 of the Law Realm. Seeing this scene, many people revealed shocked expressions. It's quite shocking. He actually has a Law Realm cultivation. Didn't they say that he's an itinerant cultivator? How can an itinerant cultivator have such a cultivation? This is too strange. There's nothing strange about it. If he's an itinerant cultivator, then his master might be a top-notch powerhouse. This is also true. For a top-notch powerhouse and a disciple with good talent, It's possible for him to reach the law realm at such a young age. Moreover, that kind of top-notch powerhouse usually doesn't lack the resources to nurture him. After all, they're only nurturing him alone. The law realm. Xianyuan Qingtian's pupils constricted. To be honest, he was shocked. Could it be that someone King pushed him off the cliff? Just like in the TV series, he accidentally obtained some opportunity and cultivated there for 3 years? Xianyuan Qingtian thought. Chapter 1570. There was no need for Lin Xian to hide anything. If he wanted to hide anything, he would at most hide his powerful martial skills. Why not hide them? Lin Xian wanted to show Xianyuan Qingtian. He wanted him to be impatient and annoyed. It would be best if he made a move. In any case, it was just disgusting. Yes, seeing that not only was Lin Xian not dead, but he also had a second-stage law realm cultivation base, Xianyuan Qingtian panicked. It was a very inexplicable panic. A second-stage law realm cultivator was clearly nothing, but why did he have such a feeling? Although he was not afraid of ghosts knocking on his door if he did not do anything wrong, it was too mysterious. He felt a sense of crisis. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up, and then he went to the resting area. There were more than 400 people, and it would take some time for the first round to end. Lin Xian could even drag Morongyu over and give her a good beating. Wow, wow, wow. Sister, you're so handsome. Brother-in-law is so powerful. Mu Feifei shouted excitedly. Yes, he is. Mu Qingya nodded. And they haven't really fought yet. I really want to see what brother-in-law's martial skills are. I feel that they are so handsome when they fight. Their martial skills are so powerful. Mu Feifei said excitedly. Maybe you can be like this in the future, Mu Qingya said softly. Is that really okay? Of course, I have to work hard to cultivate. Yes. Don't you want to keep a low profile? Morongyu glanced at Lin Xian. Why should I keep a low profile? Morongyu shook her head helplessly. Okay, up to you. Little Yu. These people will probably fight for a few hours. Morongyu didn't react for a second. However, when she recalled Lin Xian's shameless personality, she thought about it carefully and finally understood what he meant. Get lost, she said angrily. Aya, we haven't seen each other for so long. Come on. Be good. Let's go. Get lost. Morongyu gritted her teeth. How shameless. He couldn't take it anymore. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose. All right. Just you wait, Lin Xian said fiercely. Huayu, who had previously been ruthlessly slaughtered by Lin Xian, narrowed his eyes when he saw Lin Xian's battle. Level 2 of the Law Realm? F***CKU. Huayu cursed out loud. He was also in the Law Realm, but when he thought about how someone in the Law Realm had pretended in front of him and tricked him into this state, he felt terrible. He was so angry that he wanted to die. So angry that he was shaking. Lin Xian, don't let me fucking meet you. Huayu clenched his fists tightly. Time passed slowly, and the first round was over. 210 people had advanced. Lin Xian had also finished watching the entire process. How should he put it? Their strength was not bad. The martial artists who came to participate in the martial arts conference were generally of high cultivation levels. The lowest was the Mystic Heaven Realm. Half of them were Mystic Heaven Realm, while the other half were of another quality, the Law Realm. There was no Domain Realm. According to Lu Qingzhu, in this generation the strongest person, or rather, the person with the highest realm in this generation was Xianyuan Qingtian. It was said that he had reached the Domain Realm. This was quite impressive. In a place like Earth, it was not bad for a person in his 20s to reach the Domain Realm. This was because the limit of Earth was basically the Heavenly Venerable Realm. Perhaps there were a few old fellows who could reach the Great Void Realm. In any case, it was impossible for there to be a Heavenly Tao Realm, unless it was someone who had existed for a very long time. But was it possible? Perhaps it was really possible. After all, even on Earth, a Heavenly Tao Realm human should be able to live for thousands of years, right? Thousands of years ago, that was ancient times. What dynasty was that? It was really possible. But that was not important. Lin Xian took a look. Among his opponents this time, there were only a handful of people who could stop him from taking first place. There was no need to mention Duan Lingxiao. Although he had been defeated by Lin Xian many times, his realm was higher than Lin Xian's. Furthermore, his combat strength was very strong. Although Duan Lingxiao had also finished his battle with one move, Lin Xian knew how strong he was. Then there was Kunlun Mountain's Jiang Tianqing, eldest senior brother. It was quite interesting. This Jiang Tianqing was also participating in the martial arts conference. It must be because Kunlun Mountain wanted him to be the champion. Jiang Tianqing's realm was close to the domain realm. He was very strong. Then there was the person from Shaolin Temple. Very strong. Lin Xian could feel it. Then there were the experts from the Wu-Tang sect. The strongest should be these people. There were about 10 of them, and their realms were much higher than Lin Xian's. However, Lin Xian was most worried about that person. It was the person from Shaolin Temple. He gave Lin Xian a feeling that he was very reserved. To put it simply, the combat strength and spiritual power of the warriors on earth might be relatively ordinary. However, this guy from Shaolin Temple gave Lin Xian a feeling that he was very strong. He was not simple. Then everyone, let's begin the second round of drawing lots. Kuan Lunzi said. Even though Lin Xian showed that he was a 2-star Law Realm expert, not many people took him seriously. After all, he was only a 2-star Law Realm expert. Even if he had comprehended that person's will, his realm was still there. On Earth, the difficulty of cross-level battles was deeply ingrained in people's hearts. Basically, if you could defeat an opponent 1 star above you, then you were really amazing. If you could surpass 2 stars, then you would shock everyone. As for surpassing 3 stars, that was basically impossible. Surpassing 4 stars? What kind of joke was that? Therefore, although Lin Xian seemed to have comprehended that will, those people were not too optimistic about his ranking. This was the reality. After another round of fighting, 105 people had advanced to the next round. After another round, 53 people had advanced to the next round. Everyone, let's fight another round. After this round, the sky will be almost dark. Rest at my Kunlun Mountain for the night. Tomorrow, we will decide the winner. Kuan Lunzi said. Yes, good. Now 53 people will draw lots. Just like before, the person who draws a blank will have a bye. Lin Xian took a look after drawing his lot. Whoa. First place. His luck was a little bad. That Huayu, as well as many people in the field, subconsciously looked at Lin Xian after drawing their lots. They did not know this Lin Xian, but they knew that this person was promiscuous. His girlfriend was Morongyu, and he even had other women. Especially when they saw him whispering to Morongyu after the fight. Those people were very angry. In any case, they just wanted to F***ck him. F***ck. Everyone knew his realm. He was a 2-star Law Realm expert. Now among the 53 people who advanced, which one of them was not a Law Realm expert? And each of them felt that they were extraordinary, thinking that they would definitely win. Next, contestant number 1 and 2, please stay in the field. Lin Xian saw that person Huayu. Chapter 1571. Enemies were bound to meet. This probability was actually quite small, but the two of them had really met. Huayu had been waiting for this moment for a long time. He was a 4-star Law Realm expert, while Lin Xian was only a 2-star Law Realm expert. The difference of 2 stars was like the difference between heaven and earth, or so he thought. To be more precise, in everyone's eyes, the difference of 2 stars was really huge. Basically, there were not many people who could defeat an opponent 2 stars above them, especially those who had reached the Law Realm. Because as long as you could reach the Law Realm, it proved that you were not bad. Who would be defeated by someone 2 stars above them? Therefore, in this battle, Huayu had to personally carry Lin Xian away. Sister, it's not good. We met that person. Mu Feifei tugged at Mu Qingya's sleeve. It's okay. Lin Xian should be fine. But I heard that his realm is higher than brother-in-law's. Mu Feifei said. Then he should be fine. Morongyu was not worried about Lin Xian anyway. She knew this person's combat strength the best. Duan Lingxiao also knew that this Lin Xian, at least at this stage, could not be defeated. On the other hand, Lu Qingzhu was also clear that Lin Xian's battle prowess was still very strong. Although she hadn't seen Lin Xian's battle prowess, it still meant that he was very powerful. Lin Xian, we finally met. Hua Yu's eyes narrowed as he stared at Lin Xian and said, Young Master Hua, thank you for your hospitality at that time. I've made you spend so much money. Shut up. Hua Yu pointed at Lin Xian and roared angrily. Especially when Lin Xian said this in front of him, he was especially angry. It seems that they have a grudge. Well, it's normal for cultivators to have grudges. But I'm worried that they will act on impulse. Because of the grudge, they might not hold back. Aren't we still here? It's okay. But who exactly was this Lin Xian? I've never heard of him before, but he actually has a law realm cultivation. We've never heard of him either. Could it be that he's the disciple of some hidden expert who has never left the mountain? I don't think so. I heard that Murongyu is his girlfriend. Oh, that's interesting. Lin Xian smiled as he looked at the words in front of him. Young Master Hua, I wasn't the one who forced you to pay the bill. You were the one who walked up to us and insisted that we stay for dinner. Tell me, how could we refuse such enthusiasm? Is it young Master Hua? Lin Xian smirked. Cut the crap. Let's see who's the real deal in martial arts. Hua Yu glared at Lin Xian angrily. Come on then. Lin Xian cracked his neck. In this martial arts competition, they were not allowed to use spirit weapons. Even if they didn't use spirit weapons, it didn't matter. It would weaken everyone's combat power, but they would be safe. Shua. The power of a 4-star law realm expert erupted from Hua Yu's body, and his body burned with flames. This Hua Yu is a genius of the Huashan sect. His combat power is definitely not weak. Compared to this Hua Yu, I still want to know what kind of ability this Lin Xian has. In the previous battle, Lin Xian didn't even release his attribute. The opponents he encountered were too weak, and all of them were at the Mystic Heaven realm. They weren't worthy of him releasing his attribute. But now he's met a 4-star law realm expert, who's 2 stars higher than him. In this battle, we'll be able to see Lin Xian's full combat power. I want to see what's so special about someone who can comprehend that person's will. The corners of Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly. Shua. In the next instant, Lin Xian's body burned with flames. You're also of the fire attribute. Hua Yu's eyes narrowed as he stared at Lin Xian. That's good, that's good. This young master will let everyone see just how big the fundamental gap between us is. Martial technique, arrogant dragon's regrets. Roar. Hua Yu condensed a fire dragon and charged at Lin Xian. Lin Xian touched the tip of his nose and snapped his fingers. Pillar of flames. After the fight, Lin Xian turned around and walked towards the spectator seats. Everyone was dumbfounded by Lin Xian's act. What did he mean? Boom. However, at this moment, more than a dozen pillars of flames rose from the sky around Hua Yu and surrounded him. The fire dragon he released was instantly swallowed by the pillars of flames. Hua Yu's pupils shrank as he was surrounded by the pillars of flames. Meanwhile, Lin Xian continued walking toward the audience. It was as if the battle was over. Hua Yu wanted to run. He wanted to rush out, but he didn't dare. If he rushed out, he would definitely be hit by the pillars of flames. This? What kind of martial technique is this? Can a law realm expert release a martial technique of this level and visual impact? That's right. In my opinion, the amount of spiritual power this martial technique consumes isn't something a 2-star law realm expert can release, right? This? It's a little exaggerated. This is really a little exaggerated. This visual impact martial technique. I'm afraid only a domain realm expert is qualified to release it, right? But judging from the aura, it's indeed released by a 2-star law realm expert. Is it just purely visual impact? Damn it. Damn it. Hua Yu was surrounded in the middle and couldn't get out at all. He didn't dare. He looked at the thick pillars of flames in front of him. Who would dare to rush into such a thing? But if he didn't rush in, he couldn't get out. Lin Xian walked to the edge of the arena, then lowered his head and lit a cigarette. After taking a deep puff, he flicked the cigarette into the pillar of flames. Boom! The next moment, in the huge area surrounded by all the pillars of flames. An even larger pillar of flames rose into the sky, and Huayu was within this range. Ah! Huayu screamed as his body was sent flying by the pillar of flames. Plop! His charred figure landed in an empty space not far away. Huayu! Some people hurriedly ran over. Huayu got up shakily from the ground. It wasn't a big deal, he was just injured, but he lost. He was defeated in a single move. Lin Xian also walked to the spectator area and sat down. This? Everyone was shocked when they saw this scene. So strong. He defeated Huayu with a gap of 2 stars. This? A crushing martial technique? It seems to be the difference in martial techniques. Lin Xian's martial technique is so strong. And that Lin Xian doesn't seem weak. F***ck. I underestimated him. Wow. Sister, it's so cool. That martial technique is so cool. Wow. I'm also a fire attribute martial artist. Can I also release such a martial technique? Mu Feifei was so excited. This scene was like shooting a movie. It was so cool. It's so powerful. Mu Qingyao was also very surprised. Was this the effect of cultivating to a certain level? So strong. Boom. Chapter 1572. Everyone looked at the scene in front of them in shock. That Huayu was instantly killed by Lin Xian in one move? What? Many people revealed shocked expressions. One had to know that this was a gap of 2 stars. A 2-star law realm expert. But someone with a higher realm was instantly killed? Was there too much Huayu? That couldn't be. Although he wasn't the best, he wasn't that useless. This 2-star gap wasn't just for show. Could it be that that person's martial skill is too strong? But I don't feel that this martial skill is too strong in terms of grade. No. It can only be that the martial skill is strong. Otherwise, it can't be explained at all. This is too exaggerated. Could it be that the person who successfully comprehended that will is really not simple? To be honest, there aren't many people present who can kill an opponent with a gap of 2 stars. Xianyuan Qingtian's pupils suddenly shrank. This Lin Xian, he definitely obtained a great opportunity after falling off the cliff. Otherwise, how could it be like this? In other words, he suddenly grew from a trash with a low realm to the law realm in 3 years' time. In other words, he reached the law realm in 3 years. Oh my god! What did he get? How could it be so terrifying? No. Xianyuan Qingtian felt an unprecedented sense of crisis. He appeared. He dared to appear. And even dared to appear in front of him, which meant that he wasn't afraid of appearing. But why wasn't he afraid? Did that mean that he had the confidence? That meant that he, Xianyuan Qingtian, was in danger. Xianyuan Qingtian clenched his fists tightly. No. He had to do something. He had to kill him. He had to die. If Lin Xian didn't die, then he, Xianyuan Qingtian, would never have peace. He had an unprecedented sense of crisis. So strong. Lu Qingzhu frowned slightly as she looked at Lin Xian. You say that his cultivation level is indeed not considered too high, but his battle prowess is a little strong to the point it makes one's hair stand on end. This martial skill was also strong, but it wasn't strong to an unimaginable degree. However, Huayu, who was 2 stars higher than him, had exhausted all of his abilities in that pillar of raging flames, releasing a powerful bombardment of power. In the end, the result was that he had been instantly killed. It was a little exaggerated. Duan Lingxiao and Murong Yu were familiar with Lin Xian, so this scene was nothing to them. Even the 2 of them could easily do this. After all, they were born at different heights. The comprehensive strength of the world they were born in was much higher than this world. In the next round, Duan Lingxiao walked up, and his opponent was also an expert that was 2 stars above him. Duan Lingxiao was a person that no one had ever seen before. However, he had made it all the way to the top 53, so he definitely had something up his sleeves. It was just that he didn't show anything. Until this match, when he also instantly killed a martial artist who was 2 stars higher than him in a single move. It caused an uproar among the crowd. This year's geniuses are not simple. That's right. Since when was the gap of 2 stars so easy to bridge? Moreover, their opponents weren't ordinary martial artists. They were all geniuses from noble backgrounds. How could they be killed in an instant? Or is our martial arts world slowly preparing to rise? There are talented people in every generation, and each of them will lead the world for hundreds of years. These children will be the pillars of our martial arts world in the future. That's right. It's really not bad. Morongyu was more low-key. She was purely here to keep a low profile and complete her mission. However, her temperament and appearance really attracted attention. Therefore, she didn't need to be high-profile about her combat strength. She just needed to casually fight 2 matches. After fighting for 2 minutes, she defeated her opponent with difficulty. 53 to advance to 27. The battle was over. The most eye-catching was indeed the battle between Lin Xian and Duan Lingxiao, where they defeated their opponents in a single move. Alright everyone, go back and rest. Kunlun Mountain will prepare a suitable dinner for everyone. Tomorrow, there will be more difficult and exciting battles waiting for you. After Kun Lunzi finished speaking, everyone dispersed. The other people who had already been eliminated also stayed. They had no choice but to stay. If they left after being eliminated, wouldn't they be disrespecting others? Ling Xiao. Xianyuan Qingtian called Duan Ling Xiao over. Big brother Xianyuan, what's the matter? Xianyuan Qingtian handed him a cigarette, and the two of them walked back to their residence alone. You know that Morongyu, right? Duan Ling Xiao nodded. Then, I heard that this Lin Xian is Morongyu's boyfriend. Do you know about this? Duan Ling Xiao quickly shook his head. I don't know. If I knew, why didn't I tell big brother Xianyuan when he said that he wanted to pursue her? I guess they just confirmed their relationship recently. Oh, that means you know this Lin Xian? Xianyuan Qingtian raised his eyebrows and asked. Yeah. Duan Ling Xiao had no choice but to nod and say yes. Then tell me, how did you know this Lin Xian? When did you know him? What's his identity? Who's behind him? Xianyuan Qingtian asked. Duan Ling Xiao frowned. He originally thought that Xianyuan Qingtian wanted to use him to find out more about Morongyu. He really didn't expect that he wanted to know more about Lin Xian. Was it because of Lin Xian's combat strength that made him curious? However, it was impossible for him to tell Xianyuan Qingtian the truth and say that they came from another world. Otherwise, even if what he said was true, it would be regarded as a lie. Duan Lingxiao could only make things up. I've known him for 2 years. Maybe less than that. I met him during a training trip. We're not that close, so I don't know much about Lin Xian. There are a few people in his family who don't know about Lin Xian. Big brother Xianyuan, if you want to know more about him, you can ask someone else. I really don't have much information on him. Duan Lingxiao said. Xianyuan Qingtian frowned. Then tell me the exact time and place you met him, where you went to train, and where you went. Did he tell you anything? Duan Lingxiao was speechless. What's the meaning of this? Why is he so interested in Lin Xian? I really can't remember the time. I don't care much about him. It's been a year and a half. The location is the Sahara Desert. Duan Lingxiao didn't know how many places on Earth were inaccessible, so he casually said one. The Sahara Desert. Could it be that there was some hidden expert there? Xianyuan Qingtian pondered for a moment. No one in the world could make a good-for-nothing reach the law realm in 3 years. At least he didn't know anyone who could do that. Yeah, it's fine. Your combat strength is very strong. Work hard and try to get first place. I'll definitely work hard. This woman's intuition is really accurate. Morongyu shook her head. No, I just saw Duan Lingxiao, and then I thought you must have encountered one. Duan Lingxiao seemed to have concealed it very well, including on Sky Blue Planet. However, they all knew in their hearts that he had wanted to kill Lin Xian several times. Therefore, coming to this world was an opportunity for Duan Lingxiao to kill Lin Xian. Morongyu was only thinking from another perspective. If she were Duan Lingxiao, she would not let go of such a good opportunity. You have to be careful. On Sky Blue Planet, your combat strength is strong enough, but it's also because your realm is high enough and you're about to step into the Heavenly Tao. Even ordinary Heavenly Tao can't deal with you. So killing you is particularly difficult. But here, Although the quality of the cultivators is generally much lower, you're only in the law realm. You can die easily. Lin Xian smiled and said, on Sky Blue Planet, I started out as a piece of trash and walked step by step to where I am today. I encountered so many dangers along the way, but I'm still fine. Here it's the same. It's just that I might have to reenact it. You have to be careful. Morongyu was angry when she saw Lin Xian's seemingly indifferent attitude. I know. This is my life. I cherish it more than you. Lin Xian smiled and then reached out to Morongyu's slender hand and held her small hand. Brother-in-law, let's go out for hot pot. Mu Feifei pushed open the door of the courtyard and walked over with Mu Qingya. Of course, there was also Lu Qingzhu. They found Lu Qingzhu first because Lu Qingzhu lived with them. Then Mu Feifei paused, and so did the two girls behind her. Lin Xian. Morongyu quickly pulled her hand back. Wow. Mu Feifei pointed at Lin Xian. Stinky hooligan. Mu Qingya was really speechless. What was going on? Yes, she knew that Lin Xian had several girlfriends. Lin Xian admitted it to her personally, so she was prepared. How many did she see before? 2, right? They were all very beautiful. Lu Qingzhu shouldn't be one, but this beautiful female disciple of Kunlun Mountain, was she also his girlfriend? Could it be that they were all over the world? Or did he come here to participate in the competition to see her? She had heard about it when she was meditating, but she was not sure. Now she was sure. How should she put it? She felt strange in her heart. She admired Lin Xian, but she also felt helpless and a little wronged. Damn, he was really awesome. You guys talk. Morongyu said and walked out. Lin Xian didn't stop her. Sorry. Brother-in-law, you are so unkind. Mu Feifei approached Lin Xian. No, I was just checking her pulse. Lin Xian said. Oh, is she pregnant? Mu Feifei asked. Go away, don't make trouble. Old man, you're really amazing. Why is the goddess in everyone's heart so obsessed with you? Mu Feifei felt so strange. Lin Xian wasn't handsome at all. He was outstanding, but he wasn't that outstanding either. To ordinary people like them, he was very powerful. But to the people in the martial arts world, especially such beautiful and outstanding girls, why were they all with him? What was it about him that was so attractive? Mu Feifei knew that he was attractive to her. But why did he attract those very powerful and excellent girls? Because I am handsome. Lin Xian said with a smile. Humph. Let's go eat hot pot. Mu Qingya said and walked away. Obviously, this sentence was said to Lin Xian. Lu Qingzhu also looked at Lin Xian helplessly and then walked away. You are finished. My sister is angry. No, your sister is not angry. She is just unhappy. Lin Xian. Hey, brother-in-law, to be honest, how many girlfriends do you have? And do they really know? Also, can you show me the photos of your other girlfriends? I want to see how good you are. Mu Feifei moved closer to Lin Xian. Go play in the sand. Chapter 1574. After the meal, they came back to rest. Originally, Lin Xian wanted to leave Mu Qingya in his room, but after thinking about it, he gave up the idea. Little Qingya was in a bad mood now. How could he drag her into his room? As for Mu Feifei, well, he didn't dare. As for Morongyu, he couldn't do it for the time being. So he decided to sleep alone. The next morning, everyone gathered in the arena again. Everyone after a night of rest. Today we will begin the final battle of the martial arts competition. Now the 27 people who have advanced, please draw lots. The rules of the martial arts competition are the same as yesterday. Those who draw a blank lot will have a bye. In this round, Lin Xian had a bye. Sister, do you think brother-in-law can get first place? Mu Feifei asked curiously. Mu Qingya said, I don't know, but I think if he is here to participate in the competition, then he can. If he is here to pick up girls, then he can't. He is so annoying. Mu Feifei wrinkled her little nose. After a long time, this round was successfully finished. Because the top 27 were considered very powerful masters, basically every battle was more anxious, so they spent a lot of time on it. Is Duan Ling Xiao the new genius cultivated by the Xianyuan family? And the most eye-catching person was Duan Ling Xiao. Because Lin Xian had a bye, all the attention was on Duan Ling Xiao. Seems like it. That Xianyuan Qingtian is very close to him. He's really powerful. I feel like this Duan Ling Xiao should be at least in the top 3 among these people this time. Maybe first place. But I think that Lin Xian is not bad at all. Lin Xian? He doesn't look bad, but I always feel that he can't compare with Duan Ling Xiao. Duan Ling Xiao's attacks are so fierce that I have rarely seen them in my life. Especially his powerful thunder power, its purity and destructive power. I feel that even Xianyuan Qingtian is not as good as him. Yes, his thunder is really a bit too tyrannical. It is much stronger than the thunder of ordinary thunder attribute geniuses. Those experts were discussing animatedly. 27 people had advanced to the next round, and 19 of them had already finished fighting. Lin Xian did not get a bye this round, so he directly advanced to the next round. As for Morongyu, she was too lazy to fight. She was probably defeated by her opponent this time. Young Master Lin, we might meet again. The 19 of them went up to draw lots. Duan Ling Xiao moved closer to Lin Xian and said with a smile, "Really? Then I think young Master Duan might still lose to me." Lin Xian said with a smirk. "Oh, is that so? I don't think that's necessarily the case. Besides, I'm determined to beat you. To be honest, I've triggered a mission, and the mission is to get first place in this martial arts convention. So I'm determined to get first place." Lin Xian raised his eyebrows. "You're King pretending." Duan Ling Xiao was actually telling Lin Xian, "I know you've triggered a mission related to this martial arts convention, but as long as I'm here, you can forget about completing the mission." "Haha, very good. Then I'll have to stop young Master Duan." The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up slightly. "Ha ha ha. Then let's wait and see," Duan Ling Xiao said with a smile. After drawing lots, Lin Xian got number 3. After the first 2 rounds, the few people Lin Xian cared about had not gone up yet. "Now the 2 contestants who have drawn number 3, please go up." Lin Xian went up. "Brother-in-law, come on." Mu Feifei shouted loudly. In fact, Mu Qingyao was really worried about Lin Xian. Then the crowd saw Lin Xian's opponent, Zhang Tianyi. Zhang Tianyi from the Wudong clan. In terms of strength, he's definitely the best among the contestants. "Then, I should be able to see how good you are in this round." Xianyuan Qingtian stood there with his hands behind his back, staring at Lin Xian. As for Lin Xian, he had sent someone to investigate again last night. It was as if he had disappeared from the face of the earth in the past 3 years. Yesterday, he had sent someone to the bottom of the cliff to see if they could find a corpse or something. Although 3 years had passed, if there was a corpse, the corpse could at least be preserved in that place. Nothing. The final answer was that they could not find it. If Lin Xian knew about it, he would find it very strange. Why was there no corpse? This was because Lin Xian had transmigrated to Sky Blue Planet as a soul. Logically speaking, his physical body would have to be there on Earth, right? But there was none. To be honest, it was quite strange. Who knew what this transmigration thing was? Xianyuan Qingtian, on the other hand, was completely convinced that it was Lin Xian. But where did his confidence come from? No matter what it was, he had to get rid of him before he did anything. But no matter how anxious he was, he could not make a move on Kunlun Mountain. Lin Xian and Zhang Tianyi faced each other. Zhang Tianyi looked at Lin Xian. "I've seen a few of your battles before. You're not bad," Zhang Tianyi said indifferently. "It's all right. Thank you for the compliment." Zhang Tianyi's mouth curled up slightly and said, "It's a pity that you met me in this round, so you've reached the end." "Oh." Lin Xian raised his eyebrows and said, "Then I'll return the same words to you." "Oh, is that so?" Zhang Tianyi's aura surged. "I'm sorry to tell you, but this young master has reached 6 stars of the Law Realm. There's a difference of 4 stars between our realms. Do you understand what a difference of 4 stars is? Although this young master can crush you in the same realm, with this difference of 4 stars, you are no match for this young master no matter what." Zhang Tianyi looked at Lin Xian confidently. "Then let's see who's the real deal." The 2 of them pulled apart the distance between them. Shua. Zhang Tianyi's body was wrapped in a powerful wind attribute power, and the surrounding airflow was changed. Lin Xian's body was wrapped in flames. In a sense, the wind attribute is very effective against the fire attribute. Moreover, this Zhang Tiany's realm is 4 stars higher than Lin Xian's. With such a difference in realms, there's not much suspense in this battle. Yes, and this Zhang Tiany's strength is indeed one of the best. Kunlun Mountain, as well as other families, some experts were discussing. Although Lin Xian did not enter their eyes, Lin Xian was a powerful figure, who had once defeated an opponent 2 stars higher than him in one move. Just this point alone made him worthy of these people's high regard. Young Master Lin, then I hope you can take this move. Great waves washing away the sand, sweeping away the clouds. Shwa, the entire arena was swept up by the terrifying wind. The airflow was reversed, and dust surrounded the entire arena. Some people could not even see the situation inside. Chapter 1575. The corners of Lin Xian's lips curled up slightly as he sensed the powerful energy surging toward him. Yes, the difference between 4 stars was not small, and this person's quality was not bad either. But to be honest, compared to the top existences Lin Xian had met on Sky Blue Planet, the difference was still very big. Lin Xian did not panic at all. Even if he did not use some of his powers, this force was no match for him. It was just that if he were to use his fire attribute powers in this environment, it would be a little weak. Then Lin Xian cracked his neck. Since you want to use your ultimate move, then I'll use this move against you. Zzz. Everyone's line of sight was completely blocked by the dust. They couldn't see the situation of the 2 people inside. But suddenly, through the swirling dust, they saw the purple light inside. This purple light was getting bigger and bigger, more and more intense, making them especially surprised and curious. What is that purple light? It should be released by Lin Xian, right? Purple? Why don't I know what kind of power can release purple light? It looks like lightning. What? Lightning? Could it be the legendary purple lightning with the strongest quality? It can't be, right? And isn't he a fire attribute? Could it be fire and lightning dual attributes? This is... Many experts were flabbergasted. Dual elemental attributes were, in a sense, very common on Sky Blue Planet, and would not cause much commotion or shock. However, on Earth, dual elemental attributes were extremely rare, and were indeed rare existences. Moreover, this dual attribute even included a rare attribute. Tell me, how shocking was that? Whoosh boom. They could not see the situation inside because the sandstorm was too strong. But they only saw the purple lightning suddenly explode. And then the light flashed, followed by a loud bang and an exaggerated shockwave. Suddenly, it seemed to be quiet inside. Everyone frowned as they stared at the arena. The dust slowly dissipated, and Lin Xian appeared in everyone's sight. He looked completely fine as he stood there, his head lowered as he lit a cigarette. And in front of him, a person was lying on the ground. The ground around him was charred black, and there was a huge pit there. I say, I should have one, right? Lin Xian raised his head and said to the crowd. Gulp. Those people were dumbfounded and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. This was too unbelievable. He still used one move to finish off his opponent. That's Zhang Tiany. Zhang Tiany's cultivation is 4 stars higher than his. He actually defeated an opponent 4 stars higher than him in one move? What? Even Xianyuan Qingtian couldn't do this in the past, right? Since when can a difference of 4 stars be made up with strength? This? Dual attributes of fire and lightning. Powerful combat prowess. A rogue cultivator? I don't believe that he's a rogue cultivator. I'm afraid that there's an extremely powerful existence behind him. Everyone was talking about Lin Xian. Sister, brother-in-law is so handsome. Mu Feifei was so excited, especially when she heard the shocked uproar and discussions of the people around her. She felt so proud. Mu Qingya nodded. At first, she only thought that Lin Xian was a warrior. To ordinary people and her, he was a powerful figure. However, she didn't expect that when Lin Xian met a group of very powerful people, he could still stand out among them. He was indeed very powerful. This round Lin Xian wins. Lin Xian then left, and the people of Wudong Mountain quickly took Zhang Tiany away. His injuries weren't serious, and he would be fine after some rest. It was just that he had lost his ability to fight now. First Elder, have you seen the purple thunder? It should be the purple thunderbolt. According to the legends, it's the most powerful thunderbolt. It's the overlord of thunderbolts. I didn't expect this kid to have thunderbolts of this quality. Since he has shown it, it means that he, who has been unknown before, wants to be remembered by the world. Indeed, I've remembered it. The rest will depend on how far he can go. I think that if his ranking is low, it's only because of his realm. However, he was able to surpass the 4-star gap and defeat his opponent in one move. Just based on this point, no one can do it, right? 4-star. That's really the limit. Not many people have done it since ancient times. In our modern era, Xianyuan Qingtian is one. His previous record was to surpass 4 stars. Lu Qingzhu is also one. She has also surpassed 4 stars. The top 10 of the 19 to the 10th stage were out very quickly. In the 5th stage competition, Lin Xian faced someone who was 3 stars higher than him. Naturally, he defeated him easily. Similarly, Duan Lingxiao was the most eye-catching. Whatever Lin Xian had done, he would show everyone what he had done with a flip of his hand. Lin Xian defeated a 4-star in one move. He also defeated a 4-star in one move. In a normal martial arts competition, Lin Xian and Duan Lingxiao's abilities were simply shocking to everyone. The top 5 were out. Lin Xian, Duan Lingxiao, and Great Master Tianxin, who was said to be very powerful in Shaolin Temple, were indeed very powerful. The remaining 2 were not important. 5 to the top 3. One person was given a bye. This bye was given to Great Master Tianxin. And it was Lin Xian and Duan Lingxiao's turn to fight. Wow! When the 2 of them became opponents, there was an uproar in the arena. These 2 people who were extremely exciting and outstanding in this competition met in the semi-finals. Duan Lingxiao's eyes narrowed slightly. Although they met a little late, he stopped Lin Xian from entering the top 3 in the semi-finals. This meant that the mission triggered by Lin Xian could not be completed, right? Logically speaking, such a mission had to be in the top 3. Otherwise, what kind of mission was it? The 2 of them stood in the arena. Young Master Lin, we have met again. That's a pity. You'll only fail this round. Duan Lingxiao's eyes narrowed as he looked at Lin Xian in front of him. His realm here was 5 stars higher than Lin Xian's. 5 stars. At the same time, his combat power was so strong. Moreover, he used the system to increase his strength in all aspects. In the past, he might be weaker than Lin Xian in terms of attributes, but now he had time and space. Although his control was not as good as Lin Xian's, these 2 attributes were still in his hands. Moreover, he had a new law. His realm was 5 stars higher than his. He made up for all of Lin Xian's advantages. Therefore, how could he lose this round? Lin Xian laughed. In the past, you lost to me when you were in the heavenly venerable realm, and I was in the domain realm. This time, we are both in the law realm. How can you win? Chapter 1576. Duan Lingxiao was furious when he heard Lin Xian's words. He had lost to Lin Xian, especially when he was at the heavenly venerable stage while Lin Xian was at the domain stage. He really could not accept his loss. Moreover, he was also a proud son of heaven at that time, so he hated Lin Xian very much. He even felt that it was because of that incident that Morongyu started to have a bad impression of him. It was because of how outstanding he was back then. And because of that incident, Lin Xian had used him as a stepping stone to climb up the ranks. Therefore, Lin Xian's heart was incomparably vicious. All of this was because of him. And Duan Lingxiao was going to avenge his humiliation today. Is that so? Then I'd like to see how you'll beat me today. Then, lightning wrapped around Duan Lingxiao's body. You still want to use lightning? Aren't you afraid of being a sore loser? After all, your previous lightning wasn't as good as mine. Lin Xian smiled. Is that so? Then it's different this time. Whoosh! Then, Lin Xian saw that the lightning on Duan Lingxiao's body had turned purple. Purple lightning? This Duan Lingxiao also has the highest grade and intensity purple lightning? What kind of people are the children of this generation? Why are they all so strong? This is really too strange. This Lin Xian and this Duan Lingxiao, who are they? Look at the battle between these two children. There seems to be a grudge between them. They're like fire and water right from the start. This should be a very interesting battle. Moreover, both of them are very strong. There shouldn't be a situation where one of them can instantly crush the other or defeat the other in one move. Then you're wrong, third elder. Don't forget that this Lin Xian is only at the 2-star law realm, while that Duan Lingxiao is at the 7-star law realm. There's a 5-star difference in their realms, and both of them can easily defeat enemies 3 or 4 stars higher than them in an instant. In other words, this gap is a genuine 5-star gap. Normally speaking, that Lin Xian wouldn't have any room to resist. The gap is too big. Moreover, there's no substantial difference in strength, quality, and attributes, so that Lin Xian can't make up for it at all. This was what those powerhouses were talking about. Sister, do you think brother-in-law can win? From what they said, the gap between them seems to be very big. Mu Feifei shrank her head. I don't know. Mu Qingya shook her head. She really didn't know much about the world of martial arts. She didn't even know what level Lin Xian was at in the world of martial arts. From what she heard from those people, it seemed that he was quite powerful. They were talking about his combat strength. Qingya said Lu. The 5-star gap is too big. Moreover, his opponent's level is not much different from his. Therefore, this is a genuine 5-star gap. Lu Qingzhu had seen Lin Xian's terrifying power before, but she felt that the power should have come from the 2 spiritual weapons. Of course, it could also be Lin Xian's own improvement, but this martial arts competition did not allow the use of spiritual weapons, and Lin Xian would not release that kind of power, right? Lin Xian and Lin Xian faced each other head-on, and then Lin Xian broke out his own thunder. The 2 terrifying thunderbolts collided with each other, and Lin Xian's thunder did not seem to be weaker than Duan Lingxiao's. It was really not much weaker. In fact, it was very simple. Although they were both purple thunderbolts, Lin Xian's thunderbolts' purity and quantity, and the purity and quantity of any attribute, were not something he could compare with. Lin Xian was quite surprised. How did Duan Lingxiao get his hands on purple thunderbolts? This was a big improvement for him. Right. Exchange from the system. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. Exchange from the system required the consumption of system points. The most important thing to do was to ensure that the system points were enough for him to leave this place alive, and then exchange for the rewards in the system. And he had already started to exchange? One had to know that exchanging for this kind of permanent power required a lot of system points. It was a completely different level of system points from exchanging for how much one's realm had increased in this world. He actually exchanged for it? Did it mean that he had already obtained a lot of system points, or he had already triggered a mission that could give him a lot of system points, and he did not hesitate to use all the system points he had obtained previously to improve himself, because he was confident that he could complete the mission now? Lin Xian's brows furrowed tightly. It did not look good, because until now, Lin Xian had not exchanged for anything. He had only exchanged for a few realms in this world, and it was that simple. Looks like you've exchanged for a lot of things. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly as he said. Hehe, Lin Xian, you can defeat me. Do you know why? Then tell me why. It's because you're born too good. Lightning wrapped around Duan Lingxiao's body. Only the 2 of them could see their conversation. Born too good? Yes, I have such a good sister. Lin Xian muttered in his heart. Born so good. The heavens have given you so many attributes. Tell me, if you're not strong, then who is? But that's all you're strong for. Now, after my hard work and opportunities, I've already surpassed you, who was born so good, so you can't win. Duan Lingxiao said. I say, young Master Duan, you've misunderstood me. Lin Xian then said. If we're talking about being born good, who's better than you, the son of the president of the Enforcement Union? As for me, I'm just an ordinary citizen. Ha! Duan Lingxiao sneered. Actually, Lin Xian was really just an ordinary citizen. How long had it been since he started cultivating? He had been cultivating for as long as he had obtained the system. Born good, right? Not good. Living a hard life, unable to cultivate, without the Son of God system. How good could it be? The best thing would be to have a good sister. In other words, perhaps the heavens couldn't stand it anymore and allowed him to obtain a system. However, Duan Lingxiao, the son of the president of the enforcement union, was actually here saying that Lin Xian was born good. Don't you think it's funny? So many people in the world were envious of him, but he was envious of him? Lin Xian really found it funny. Lin Xian, this time, I don't lack anything from you, because this young master also has your power. In the next instant, Duan Lingxiao's eyes narrowed. Space lock. Whoosh, what? When everyone saw this scene and felt all of this, they were all dumbfounded. Space attribute. This. It's actually the space attribute. This is too shocking, he actually has space. Xianyuan Qingtian frowned. Lightning space attribute? Who was this Duan Lingxiao? Chapter 1577. Duan Lingxiao's excellence shocked Xianyuan Qingtian. Thunder and space. Who else on earth had the space attribute? Other than him, Xianyuan Qingtian, he did not know anyone else who had the space attribute. Even so, Xianyuan Qingtian still hid his space attribute. He knew that the others, or the super geniuses, might have the space or time attribute. They might be hiding it, but at least on the surface, Xianyuan Qingtian did not know any other space attribute martial artists. Now Duan Lingxiao also had the space attribute, and it was not just space. Duan Lingxiao had inadvertently saved him once. He said that he had no family and had been cultivating alone for a long time. Yes, Xianyuan Qingtian had secretly investigated, but he did not find any news about Duan Lingxiao. Strange. He actually had such a level of talent. Space attribute? Mu Qingya pondered slightly. She had heard from Lin Xian that space and time were the two most powerful elements among all the elements. No matter how much one cultivated the other elements, they could not be compared to space and time. At the same time, these two elements were extremely difficult to cultivate. Brother-in-law. Mu Feifei looked at Lin Xian nervously. Space collapse. The space Lin Xian was in directly collapsed. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. Space attribute. He had even exchanged for the space attribute from the system. To be honest, this consumed a lot of system points. He might have used up all the system points he had obtained previously. That was really strange. Could it be that he had triggered a mission that he was sure he could complete, and the mission reward was very generous? What kind of mission could it be? It was quite strange. And from the looks of it, he had probably exchanged for a lot of other things. Lin Xian did not dare to exchange for anything. He had to ensure that he could leave safely. Therefore, before he could leave safely, Lin Xian did not dare to exchange for anything. Lin Xian did not have such a big heart. He preferred to be more cautious. But now this was not important. The most important thing was to defeat Duan Lingxiao. He could not lose to Duan Lingxiao. This was a very important quest for him. He had to get first place in the Martial Arts Society tournament. Once he completed this quest, he would not have much system points left. This must be completed. Space jump. Shua. Lin Xian disappeared into the spatial seal and spatial collapse that Duan Lingxiao had released. What? Seeing this scene, everyone subconsciously stood up. Space. Space again? This? All of them were dumbfounded and looked at each other in dismay. You said that if a space appeared, then it would be luck. But how come both of them have the space attribute? Furthermore, that Lin Xian, he had displayed fire, lightning, and space. 3 attributes? What kind of concept was that? Moreover, each of his attributes was very strong. There was no situation where he was multitasking and did not train well in any of them. Who the hell are these two people? When did such two people appear in our martial arts world? Why were these two people not even a little bit famous before this? And why did no one know of them? Logically speaking, this is impossible. Unless they've kept a low profile to a certain extent, or perhaps they were all born in some hidden place and only came out recently. But what day was it recently? How could such a genius be born? It's quite interesting. And did you notice? That Lin Xian's cultivation level is 5 stars lower than Duan Lingxiao's, but he was able to forcefully escape from Duan Lingxiao's spatial seal. Doesn't this mean that his spatial seal is much higher than Duanling Zhao's? That's definitely true. Is it so easy to bridge the gap of 5 stars? What kind of genius is this? Xianyuan Qingtian's pupils suddenly shrank. Space. Lightning in space, this Lin Xian. What kind of opportunity did he get when he chased down the cliff back then? Could it be that his own people pushed him down the cliff instead of helping him? Was all this given to him by Xianyuan Qingtian? A sense of crisis. A huge sense of crisis. Why? He could not understand or accept it. Duanling Xiao frowned. Why? Why can you escape from my space attribute? He looked at Lin Xian, who was standing in front of him, and clenched his fists tightly. This was a huge blow to his self-confidence and sense of superiority. He thought that what he lacked in comparison to Lin Xian was attributes. However, until this moment, he realized something. Why? He had the space attribute now, but why? His realm was 5 stars higher than Lin Xian, but in the end, it was Lin Xian who escaped from the space energy he released. Were these 5 stars fake? No. Well, it should be a matter of proficiency. After all, Lin Xian had mastered space for such a long time, and he had only mastered it for such a short time. It should be a matter of proficiency. Young Master Duan, in terms of space, you can't compete with me because no one can compete with me. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. Space explosion. Boom. The space where Duanling Xiao was directly exploded. Duanling Xiao appeared directly behind Lin Xian. Brother-in-law, be careful. Mu Feifei watched nervously. Let me show you something good. Time freeze. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed slightly. He had exchanged for the time attribute too? What? Time freeze. Time attribute. The experts were dumbfounded when they saw the dust and leaves around Lin Xian's body stop moving in the air. Time and space dual attributes, and thunder attribute? What kind of person is this? How can someone have such attributes, and 2 of them at that? Xianyuan Qingtian's eyes narrowed. He was jealous. He was really jealous. Time. Reversal. The strongest power of the time attribute, time reversal. Lin Xian's realm was not high, but his control of time was very exaggerated. Although he could not reverse time, sometimes, 1 second was enough to turn the tide of a battle. Time reversed to the scene where Duanling Xiao appeared behind Lin Xian. And Lin Xian was already prepared. Thunder fury. Boom. The thunder was directly aimed at Duanling Xiao, who had not appeared yet. Then Duanling Xiao appeared. Boom. He was directly sent flying. This was equivalent to a prediction. In the eyes of others, it was a prediction. However, Lin Xian's time reversal was limited to the 2 of them. Everyone else saw it clearly. F***CK. Everyone was dumbfounded. This Lin Xian also had the time attribute. And he actually released the power of time reversal? What kind of monsters were these 2? That Lin Xian seemed to be even more of a monster. Crack crack crack. Xianyuan Qingtian clenched his fists tightly. F***CK. Chapter 1578. To these people, time and space were extremely powerful attributes. They had never even seen these 2 attributes before. Then these 2 people actually appeared. They had both the time and space attributes. Apart from that, they also had other attributes. Wasn't that an exaggeration? The most exaggerated thing was that one of them could even release time reversal. This was the most terrifying and most difficult power of the time attribute. Legend had it that even if one reached the heavenly Tao realm, one might not be able to release such power. However, a law realm expert was able to release it just like that. Wasn't that an exaggeration? Bang! Duanling Xiao had been tricked by Lin Xian's time reversal and was struck. His figure was sent flying before slamming to the ground. Gulp! Everyone gulped a mouthful of saliva. Is this the might of time reversal? Against something that has already happened. Even if it's just a second, it's enough to reverse the situation. But how did he release it? Isn't this a little exaggerated? It's said that it's not easy for someone with the time attribute to release time reversal, even if it's just for 1 second. Aside from exhausting a huge amount of spiritual energy, The warrior also needs to have an extreme control over the time attribute. This Lin Xian. Just who is he? To be honest, it's not just this Lin Xian. That Duan Lingxiao is also very exaggerated. It's just that, compared to Lin Xian, he's a little inferior. I say, young Master Duan, you still can't do it. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up slightly as he looked at Duan Lingxiao. Duan Lingxiao got up from the ground and wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth. His eyes focused slightly as he stared at Lin Xian. Why wasn't he Lin Xian's match? He had time and space. Furthermore, his realm was 5 stars higher than Lin Xian's. Why did he still lose? Could it be that he didn't lose to Lin Xian because Lin Xian had time and space? In the past, he had always thought that he had lost to Lin Xian because Lin Xian had time and space, but he didn't. But now he had time and space, so how could he still lose? Duan Lingxiao felt really bad. Why? What was the reason? No matter what, Lin Xian cannot win. That was just a moment of carelessness. Duan Lingxiao said indifferently. Oh, is that so? Why don't you show me someone who isn't careless? Lin Xian said with a smirk. Ka. Duan Lingxiao clenched his fists tightly. He understood why he couldn't compare to Lin Xian, even though he had the time and space attributes. It was because these two attributes were very difficult to grasp. He had only just grasped them, so it was normal for him to lose to Lin Xian. After all, Lin Xian had been grasping them for so many years. However, in front of so many people, his cultivation level was 5 levels higher than Lin Xian's, and he was crushed by Lin Xian with the same strength. This feeling was really uncomfortable and embarrassing, but there was no harm without comparison. But now he had to turn things around. Otherwise, not only would he not be able to defeat Lin Xian, but he would also lose his reputation. Although he wouldn't be staying here for long, to be defeated in front of so many people, and to be defeated in the same way, was extremely King uncomfortable. It was like playing a game. Both sides were the same hero, but one side was the same as the other side was the same as the other. It was really awkward. Now it was even more awkward. Duan Lingxiao's eyes narrowed slightly. Lin Xian, aren't you just relying on your time and space attributes for a longer period of time? If I had it for as long as you, the one who would be beaten up would be you. Duan Lingxiao twisted his neck and said, Is that so? Then we won't use time and space attributes. How about you fight me with a cultivation level 5 stars higher than mine? Lin Xian sneered in his heart. I'll be happy to oblige. Whoosh! Duan Lingxiao charged directly at Lin Xian with lightning wrapped around him. Lin Xian's body was also wrapped in lightning. This Duan Lingxiao was very strong, but in Lin Xian's eyes, he was only strong. However, Lin Xian was not just strong in an ordinary way. It was only 5 stars. So what if he was 5 stars? A loser would always be a loser. Both of them are so strong. It's that Lin Xian who is stronger. They have the same top-notch strength. That Lin Xian's cultivation level is 5 stars lower than his opponent, but he's actually able to exchange blows with him. Isn't that a bit exaggerated? Yes, logically speaking, this doesn't make sense at all. However, the truth is right in front of our eyes. In terms of attributes, he's stronger. In terms of combat power, if they're in the same cultivation level, that Duan Lingxiao seems to be crushed by Lin Xian. The geniuses of this generation really make us a little dumbfounded. Those people discussed animatedly. Bang! Lin Xian and Duan Lingxiao's fists collided. I don't believe that my cultivation level 5 stars higher than yours is fake. Duan Lingxiao was about to explode. His cultivation level was clearly 5 stars higher than Lin Xian's. Why did it feel like the difference was fake? Why didn't he have an advantage? Where was his strength that should be far stronger than Lin Xian's? Where was his speed? Where did it go? Then I'll tell you that it's fake. Lin Xian's eyes narrowed. His strength doubled. Boom! Duan Lingxiao was directly blasted out. Gasp! Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. Wasn't this a little too fake? Xianyuan Qingtian secretly clenched his fists. This scene was a little beyond his understanding. Why? On what basis? What exactly had this Lin Xian experienced? No. He had to die. He had to get rid of this person. He had to get rid of him completely. Duan Lingxiao staggered backward. He was about to explode. Why? Why was he still inferior to Lin Xian? Wait a minute. It's just as I thought. You can't afford to lose at all. You've also exchanged a lot of points to increase your strength, right? Duan Lingxiao stared at Lin Xian. It was balanced. That must be it. Otherwise, how could it be? Lin Xian had also exchanged for points to increase his basic strength, speed, and other attributes. To put it simply, he was a 2-star law realm, and his strength was 10. However, after he exchanged for points, he could surpass ordinary martial artists of this realm and reach 20. He felt that Lin Xian had exchanged for all these points. Otherwise, why? Can't afford to lose? Lin Xian smiled and shook his head. Who's the one who can't afford to lose? Since young Master Duan can't afford to lose, then there's no need for this battle to continue. Let's end it. Yes, I also think it's almost over. Because with the next move, you'll definitely lose. Activate your domain. Whoosh, in the next instant, Lin Xian and Duan Lingxiao disappeared on the spot. What? Domain? This? How can a law realm release a domain? What kind of genius is this? Aren't these two people too exaggerated? This? Then this Lin Xian is definitely going to lose. Even if he loses, it's still an honorable defeat. Chapter 1579. They were in the law realm, but they were not in the law realm themselves. They had domains before, so as long as there was spiritual power that could release a domain, they could release it. This was also the domain that Duan Lingxiao had just exchanged for. In his opinion, it was a very brainless and powerful domain called the Forbidden Magic Domain. What was the Forbidden Magic Domain? It was very simple. In the domain, other than him, no one else could release spiritual power. If a martial artist could not release spiritual power, even if he was in the law realm, and you were a celestial venerable, I would still have a chance to kill you. Therefore, this was a very powerful domain. The two of them stood alone in the domain, but the people outside didn't know what was going on inside. They were whispering and talking about something. To be honest, the battle between the two of them shocked these old guys. It was completely unexpected. Sister, they seem to be saying that brother-in-law is super powerful. Mu Feifei said. Mu Qingya nodded. She heard it. These people were shocked, and even those old seniors were shocked. Perhaps she didn't understand, but she knew that Lin Xian was especially outstanding just from this point alone. And his opponent was also very strong. It's normal to be shocked because other than the records from many, many years ago, such a person has not appeared in the past 1,000 years. Lu Qingzhu said. Are you referring to the time or space attributes? No, this isn't very important. Although time and space are rare, there are still some people who have them. What's important is that those two people have the dual attributes of time and space. Other than that, they also have other attributes. At least for now, Lin Xian has 4 attributes and Duan Lingxiao has 3. Other than that, Lin Xian has released the most terrifying and most difficult time reversal of the time attribute at the law realm. Duan Lingxiao has released a domain at the law realm. And Lin Xian has beaten Duan Lingxiao, who is equally outstanding, to the point of being forced to retreat repeatedly. This is the most shocking thing. Lu Qingzhu said. So powerful. Mu Feifei's small mouth opened. Ba, Wuxin, these two should be opponents that you need to pay attention to this time. If you want to get first place, you must have the ability and strength to defeat these two people. A monk said to the handsome young monk, Great Master Wuxin. Ba, Master, your disciple understands. They are indeed very powerful, and they need to be taken seriously. However, I don't think there should be any problem with my disciple. After all, I am at Grand Dominion Realm. Even so, we can't underestimate them. Master, your disciple understands. Your disciple will never underestimate any opponent, especially such a strong and outstanding opponent. And in the domain, Lin Xian, what do you think? Take a look at this young master's new domain. Lin Xian couldn't help but laugh. I say, young Master Duan, the reward for this mission has already been used to exchange for things. How are you going to go back? Duan Lingxiao laughed. Then there's no need to worry. Since I've already exchanged for it, it means that I'll definitely be able to return. I'm just afraid that something unexpected has happened. Lin Xian. Young Master Lin, you worry too much. Nothing unexpected will happen. But now, shouldn't young Master Lin first think of a way to break through this realm of mine? Duan Lingxiao smirked as he looked at Lin Xian. He didn't believe that Lin Xian could be of any use in this domain. If he couldn't release spiritual power, that meant that he couldn't release any laws, domains, martial skills, or anything else. He was now just a mortal with a slightly stronger physique. Duan Lingxiao couldn't kill Lin Xian now. Once he killed him, although the mission would be completed, he might be in trouble. However, he still needed to defeat Lin Xian. Defeating him was enough. Young Master Lin, in this domain, you'll lose the right to release spiritual power. A martial artist who can't release spiritual power, and whose realm is lower than mine, I'd like to see what you can do in this situation. Lin Xian frowned slightly. Yes, his realm was so low, and he couldn't release spiritual power. This was basically a losing battle. I just don't know how long young Master Duan's domain can last. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up slightly. Don't worry. No matter how long it lasts, it'll be enough. Is that so? That's not necessarily true. The corner of Lin Xian's mouth curled up slightly. Then he took out a bead and crushed it. Immediately, a surge of energy circled around Lin Xian's body. Young Master Duan, try attacking. Duan Lingxiao frowned. Mighty Dragon's Remorse. Boom! The barrier around Lin Xian perfectly blocked the energy. What the F***CK? Thunderous Strike. Thunderous Fury. Spatial Blast. Lin Xian stood there unscathed. Tell young Master Duan something. Click. Lin Xian lit a cigarette and said, if you want to cause substantial damage to my barrier, your strength must reach 8 stars domain realm. Unfortunately, no matter how hard you try, you can't make your strength reach 8 stars domain realm. Duan Lingxiao. What the F***CK? Time passed slowly. Lin Xian. You dare to hide in there like a coward? Duan Lingxiao said angrily. Haha. Lin Xian laughed. Young Master Duan, please don't say such things in the future. It's very idiotic. F***CK. Whoosh. Then the two of them disappeared from the domain and appeared in the fighting ring. Everyone. What? Why is he fine? No one is fine. That Lin Xian is fine too? What's going on? Why is nothing wrong with that Duan Lingxiao pulling Lin Xian into his domain? It's really strange. Lin Xian smirked. Now it's my turn, right? Activate the domain. Whoosh. The two of them disappeared on the spot. Everyone. This? After seeing this scene, they looked at each other. What was that? Their eyes widened, and they were dumbfounded. Duan Lingxiao released a domain at the Law Realm. And this Lin Xian could do it too? This? What kind of monsters were these two people? Why was one more ridiculous than the other? This is unbelievable. This is simply unbelievable. How great would it be if such a genius was a disciple of our Kunlun Mountain? I'm afraid we'll even wonder if we can teach them anything. A few minutes later, whoosh, Lin Xian and Duan Lingxiao appeared in the fighting ring. Duan Lingxiao was lying on the ground, and Lin Xian lowered his head to light a cigarette. I won, right? Lin Xian asked indifferently. Whoosh. The next moment, the entire arena was filled with cheers and screams from the Kunlun Mountain disciples. Too powerful. Too powerful. This F***king was wet. Chapter 1580. Duan Lingxiao lost, and he lost to Lin Xian again. He tried his best to win, but no matter if he was a realm higher than Lin Xian or 5 stars higher, he could not even fight back in front of Lin Xian. Lin Xian seemed to have become his nemesis. Everyone was dumbfounded when they saw this scene. A 2-star Law Realm martial artist had beaten up a 7-star Law Realm martial artist. Most importantly, his opponent was not an ordinary martial artist. His opponent, Duan Lingxiao, was a top-notch genius who could similarly beat up a top-notch genius whose cultivation level was much higher than his. Then, such a genius was beaten up by another person. This was extremely F***king exaggerated. Well, you won. Kuan Lunzi said. Lin Xian then calmly walked down. Duan Lingxiao was lying on the ground, clutching the soil tightly. He lost. He lost again. Why? Why did he lose again? He was already like this, so why did he still lose? Right. He lost because of Lin Xian's bead. If not for that, he would have won, but that was also a part of his strength. Why could this Grandmaster Lin Xian take out such strange things? Duan Lingxiao stood up, gritted his teeth, and walked away. Xian Yuan Qingtian clenched his fists tightly. Lin Xian had grown up. No, he had not completely grown up yet. He was only a 2-star Law Realm martial artist. Although he had space, time, and other powerful combat power, he was only a 2-star Law Realm martial artist. He had to die. Xian Yuan Qingtian still had a chance to kill him now. There was still a chance. He had to kill him when he went back. He could not delay. This Lin Xian had already made him feel a great sense of crisis. Wow, wow, wow. Sister, brother-in-law is so handsome. Mu Feifei grabbed Mu Qingya's arm and shook it excitedly. So powerful. Mu Qingya also looked at Lin Xian in surprise. At first, he thought that Lin Xian was just an ordinary warrior. He was very powerful and strong to ordinary people, but to the entire martial arts world, he might not be that powerful. Yes, he wasn't that powerful. That was only when compared to the top experts. However, when facing experts of the same level, he had the ability to fight across many levels. At the same time, he had the rarest attribute. He was really powerful. Wait a minute. You didn't even have 5,000 yuan at that time, and you wanted to stop him from buying a mobile phone? Mu Qingya even suspected that he did it on purpose. Then Lin Xian, you can go rest now. Lin Xian returned to Mu Qingya and the others. Are you hurt? Mu Qingya asked. Of course not. You know how strong I am. Lin Xian grinned at Mu Qingya. Mu Qingya. Not again. Lu Qingyu looked at Lin Xian and said, Lin Xian, you actually have the time attribute. These are 2 top-notch attributes, and you seem to have mastered them to a terrifying extent. You can actually release time reversal in the law realm. Lin Xian said, of course. After all, I'm a genius. Brother-in-law, you're out of breath. Mu Feifei looked at Lin Xian with a smile. Then this time, you have a good chance to get second place. Lu Qingzhu said. Huh? Second place? I say, great beauty Lu, are you looking down on me? Lin Xian rolled his eyes. Lu Qingzhu said, there's still Master Wuxin. Is that him? Lin Xian looked at Master Wuxin. He had a bye in this round, but he was about to draw again. Of the 3 people, 1 had a bye, and the remaining 2 winners would fight with the one who had a bye. Yes, let's not talk about his personal strength first. He's in the domain realm. Lu Qingzhu said. Domain realm? Lin Xian pondered slightly. And Master Wuxin is the #1 genius of the Shaolin Temple in hundreds of years. His strength is very terrifying. He has poured all the resources of the Shaolin Temple into cultivating him. And the Shaolin Temple is a very strong force with many crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Especially their Golden Bell Iron Mantle, which is one of the strongest martial arts in the world today. Not to mention that your realm is so much lower than his. Lu Qingzhu said. Lin Xian pondered slightly. It's a bit difficult. It's really a bit difficult. Lin Xian had seen Master Wuxin's battle. He was very strong, mainly because no one could make him use his full strength. He was also the only genius of this generation in the domain realm. Therefore, basically everyone knew in their hearts that he had already locked on to the Wulin Alliance leader. The Shaolin Temple didn't want the Wulin Alliance leader. They just brought Master Wuxin out for a trial, that's all. Lin Xian glanced at him. This Master Wuxin's realm was 1-star domain realm. He should have just broken through not long ago. The gap between Lin Xian and him was almost a whole realm. It's extremely difficult to fight, but it's not like there's no chance. This Master Wuxin definitely doesn't have a domain realm. After all, he should have just advanced to the domain realm, and shouldn't have time to comprehend it. His combat strength is probably at the top level of Sky Blue Star. In other words, he's not inferior to Duan Lingxiao at all. At the same level, Duan Lingxiao shouldn't be his opponent. As for his attributes, they haven't been exposed yet. But there's a chance. Isn't Lin Xian good at fighting this kind of battle? And Lin Xian must win. Beauty Lu, what is his attribute? He has already shown that it's thunder. It may not be as strong as your thunder, but his realm is too strong. I suspect that he has other attributes. Lin Xian pondered slightly. I know. Do you still want to fight? Of course. Lin Xian grinned. But the gap between the realms is too big. Actually, there's no need to fight. This Wuling Alliance leader position isn't that important. You've already received everyone's recognition. You don't understand. Lin Xian shook his head. Huh. The girls looked at Lin Xian. This Wuling Alliance leader position isn't important, but I want to take first place. They revealed a shocked expression. Lu Qingzhu was even more shocked. No, you know the opponent's cultivation and strength, yet you still dare to fight. What kind of concept is this? Doesn't this mean that, at least in Lin Xian's opinion, this battle isn't impossible, and there's a chance? This is a little too exaggerated. Alright, then you must be careful. Lu Qingzhu said. She actually wanted to tell Lin Xian that the Shaolin Temple's Golden Bell Iron Skin technique could increase their defensive ability to the extreme. If he was a 1-star domain realm cultivator, once he released the Golden Bell Iron Skin technique, even a 10-star domain realm cultivator might not be able to break his defense, not to mention that the gap between him and Lin Xian had already reached such a degree. The battle ended, and the last round of drawing lots. Lin Xian would get a bye. This might be the best situation. Of course, this was for Lin Xian. The others knew that no matter what, the final battle was left to Lin Xian and Master Wu Xin. Chapter 1581. In a short time, Master Wu Xin had finished the battle. Ba benefactor, you've lost. Master Wu Xin stood there. I'm convinced. The man cupped his fists and walked away. In fact, in the eyes of others, there was no need to fight this last battle because the disparity in realm was too great. Yes, Lin Xian had indeed defeated Duan Lingxiao in a very heaven-defying manner, crossing a 5-star gap. However, if he were to fight Master Wu Xin, he would have crossed 9 stars. 9 stars was one thing, but they were not even in the same realm. He had to cross the great realm of laws and domains. He did have a domain, which was very heaven-defying. He had comprehended a domain in the law realm, but the disparity was too great. Not to mention this disparity, these people had never seen Lin Xian defeat an opponent who had crossed 5 stars. This was an absolutely impossible battle. However, it was a martial arts competition after all. Even if everyone knew that this was an impossible battle, they still had to let it continue unless one of them admitted defeat. Then, the final battle will be left to young friend Lin Xian and Master Wu Xin. Do you two need to rest? Master Wu Xin said. Ba, this poor monk doesn't need it. Brother Lin Xian has fought for quite a long time. Do you want to rest for a while? Lin Xian smiled and said, there's no need. Whoosh, then he flickered into the arena with spatial power. Okay. Master Wu Xin nodded and leaped back into the martial arts arena. The two of them faced each other head-on. Then, if the two of you are ready, we can start the battle. Kuan Lunzi said. Then he turned to the people around him and said, when the time comes, let's see if we can pull Lin Xian over to Kunlun Mountain. See if he's willing to do so. Try to pull Duan Lingxiao over as well. Although he might be from the Xianyuan clan, if there's a chance, we should all try. Okay. They nodded. Ba, Brother Lin, you're really strong. You're the strongest young talent this poor monk has seen in the past 20 years. Master Wu Xin looked at Lin Xian and put his palms together. He had seen Xianyuan Qingtian fight before. He believed that if they were at the same level, Xianyuan Qingtian would definitely not be a match for Lin Xian. These were definitely his heartfelt words. Master Wu Xin is also one of the few top existences I've seen. What a pity. If this poor monk's cultivation level was lower, then I would be able to fight to my heart's content with Brother Lin. However, I believe that since Brother Lin has chosen to fight this battle, then you must have some confidence. Out of respect for Brother Lin, this poor monk will also go all out. Master Wu Xin said. Lin Xian cursed in his heart. F***ck. I don't want you to respect me. Can you not go all out? Lin Xian really wanted to say that, but he couldn't bring himself to say it. Alright, I hope we can enjoy this battle to the fullest. Lin Xian said with a smile. Ba. In that case, does Brother Lin have any requests? Don't worry, I don't mean anything else. This poor monk's cultivation level is much higher than Brother Lin's. In a sense, this is an unfair battle. Therefore, it should be better if Brother Lin can fight in a way that you are very familiar with. Lin Xian thought for a moment and said, Alright, then let's use swords? No, I'll use swords. Master Wuxin can also use the weapon that you are used to. If he used swords, Lin Xian's combat strength would definitely soar. Although Master Wuxin's combat strength would also increase, his improvement would definitely not be as great as Lin Xian's. That was because Lin Xian's memory contained the best swordsmanship. Moreover, the power that he had comprehended in Kunlun Mountain also contained swordsmanship. Lin Xian felt that if he could increase his chances of winning, then why not? That was because the gap between him and this opponent was really huge, especially when his combat strength was so strong. Moreover, Lin Xian had to win. Therefore, Lin Xian had to win. If he lost, it would be terrible. This task was considered a relatively big one. Use swords? Sure. Master Wuxin nodded. This Lin Xian thinks that he has a chance if he uses his favorite weapon. Little does he know that once Master Wuxin uses swords, the increase in his combat strength will be unimaginable. He is also a top swordsman. Kun Lunzi said. Then he looked at the two people on the field and said, Both of you, have you thought about it? If I were to use a sword, the chances of getting injured would be greatly increased. Master Wuxin cupped his fists and said, Ba, this poor monk will respect any request of Brother Lin. Thank you, Master Wuxin. Alright, use your swords. Swish swish, 2 swords flew over. Lin Xian and Master Wuxin each held one. These 2 swords were the same to avoid imbalance in combat strength due to the spiritual weapons. Brother Lin, this poor monk has to remind you that this poor monk's swordsmanship is not weak. Master Wuxin looked at Lin Xian and said, Ha, it's okay. Then can we compete purely in swordsmanship first? Lin Xian laughed. My pleasure. Whoosh. In the next moment, the 2 people rushed to each other at the same time. The 2 figures intertwined, flashed, and collided. Their swords were unimaginably fast. Wow. It turns out that the martial arts world can be the same as on TV. There are people who use swords. Mu Feifei looked at the scene excitedly. At first, she felt it was very strange. Why didn't these warriors use weapons? Was it different from the TV series? Was there no one who used or learned swords in reality? She felt it was a pity, but now that she saw it, damn. It was so cool. This was the scene of her dreams. Although there were some so-called swordsmanship missing, it was still very cool. Seeing this scene, everyone was secretly shocked. This Lin Xian's swordsmanship is so superb. Yes, it's really superb. It's sharp and elegant to the extreme. It feels like I'm watching a centuries-old powerhouse perform swordsmanship. And did you see that? Master Wuxin's swordsmanship is superb, but he doesn't seem to be able to compete with Lin Xian in terms of swordsmanship. It seems like he's a little worse than him. It's not just a little worse, it's a lot worse. Isn't this too exaggerated? When Lu Qingzhu saw this scene, her little mouth was wide open. Everything else could be explained, but this swordsmanship. Did he learn swordsmanship in his mother's womb? Xianyuan Qingtian frowned when he saw this scene. He suspected that this was not Lin Xian. Practice makes perfect with swordsmanship. It required time and comprehension to practice. Generally speaking, time was proportional to the level of swordsmanship. However, didn't Lin Xian disappear for 3 years? Why did his swordsmanship? Xianyuan Qingtian felt that he was no match for him. He couldn't have achieved this in 3 years, right? What? Wasn't this a little too exaggerated? You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.